BRN affiliates. Showtime in 90 seconds. Showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
He's going to come and win the national championship and just put his big beanbag over everybody.
Chip Kelly's going to win the national championship and become the next Bears head coach.
I
right
think I like Ohio State to run the table too. I like Ohio. They are so dominant on the front line.
Sorry, when you blow the doors off of Oregon, I don't know, man. I'm paying attention.
So glad I didn't buy those limited edition Oregon shoes.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Let's just jump right to it. Bubba the Love Sponge show, Tuesday, January 7, 2025. Dr. Diaco here today.
Good morning.
Eating. You're just for as skinny of an in-shape dude as you are, you eat a lot.
Yes, but I ate to the point of pain. And I ate so much crap on Sunday. It just I suffered Sunday night. So I was a little tired yesterday. I was up all night with stomach bubbles.
Well, what did you eat Sunday?
What was in the box? Yeah, what did you have in the box at the game?
Listen,
was it the box? I mean, was it the luxury box at the Bucks game?
Yes.
Bubba, they deliver this big box of candy, and it was all gone after the first 30 minutes, and people were complaining. There was about 6 kids in there.
What do you mean a box of candy? Explain. Like
a basket, like an Easter basket.
Yeah, an Easter basket of candy.
I mean, was it like fine chocolates, or was it like M&Ms and Snickers and
Skittles? Snickers. And everyone was assuming that the little kids or the kids ate all the candy and didn't leave any for the adults.
And Dan did.
And someone had to correct everyone and say, no, Dr. Dan ate all the candy.
Dan goes crazy over candy.
Yeah.
You do.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I need a lot of dental work in 2 weeks.
Do you have some dental work coming up in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I have 2 implants.
Oh, aren't those pretty expensive?
Yeah. They're not as painful as you would think. The procedure...
I don't think it's to sell any organs to pay for it, Bubba. I think he's probably fine.
Well, I mean, with all this hurricane damage, I have to use my insurance money instead of fixing my roof.
You guys don't
chops.
realize, man. I know Dan personally, and so we talk, about personal stuff that we wouldn't talk about on the air.
Is he going to start selling feet pictures?
No, but he's going to go on Wiki Feet. But no, he this hurricane hurt him bad because he's got a multi-million dollar home. And when you have that large of, that expensive of a home, your deductible naturally is pretty high.
Yes.
And so, oh my God, what this hurricane has cost him. Oh.
And I'm still fighting with the insurance company over the roof. They're still denying the roof.
Everybody is.
$325.
Oh, sir, is that now? Okay, so have you
That's not even Handyman's quote. That's the other guy's quote. That's Bay to Bay.
I think Richard might just have left the business. I think
he promised me one this week.
He did.
Yeah, but
I think he's made so much money over the last couple of years that he's like retired, semi-retired in Rochester.
Yeah, he's worried about deer hunting more than he is roofs.
So $325,000 for a new roof
for my house. Yeah, and the problem is that's not even using the same tiles. That's using some jobber imitation tile.
Right, because they can't emulate those. Those are concrete.
They're clay
acrylic.
They're clay glazed.
Right.
And they were made in Japan 30 years ago.
Right.
Company doesn't exist.
So anyway, Dan has just been really had a lot of added pressure on him with this hurricane situation.
Yeah, I lost $150 on a car too.
Really?
Yeah, it's still I can't get my any resolution
Your
on
Ferrari?
the Ferrari. Yes, thank you, Haggerty. You guys are thieves.
Okay, now hold on, Danny.
Is that a man or is that a store?
I thought they were slacks.
Yeah, right with your Sansa belts.
Those are slacks my grandpa used to wear.
Yeah, with the Sansa belts.
With Haggerty.
Or some guy named Haggerty just freaked out when he heard that all of a sudden.
So hold on, is it Haggerty Ferrari?
Haggerty Insurance.
Oh, Haggerty Insurance.
Yeah,
and you had your newest Ferrari.
Right, 6 inches of water and they won't fix it. And instead they want to give me $150 less than our agreed value. So $130. I'm sorry. So it's a big fight.
Now does it start?
No, it didn't start.
No, I mean, like, is the car completely ruined?
It's just the battery on the bottom. The rest, 6 inches of water, Bubba. I mean, it just like barely kissed the battery, and they've been letting it sit for 3 months, getting dilapidated. They're ruining my asset.
Now,
it's a shame.
Where's it sitting at right now? At Haggerty's?
Nope, Ferrari Tampa Bay, and I won't release it.
So Ferrari Tampa Bay, and I won't release it. Meaning, I don't understand what that means.
They want me to release it to them so they can give me pennies on the dollar, and I'm like, F off. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to go after everybody. I'm doing my civil remedy notices today.
Do they know you're a lawyer?
Yeah, they don't care until they get the letters.
Right.
So I can.
Nobody ever cares until they get the letters. Once they get the letters, things change.
Yeah, and the civil remedy notice starts off the 60-day clock before you can sue. So you have to do a civil remedy notice before you can sue.
All right. So you send what? Ferrari, Haggerty. Okay, so your insurance company. Now, why are they not wanting to go full? I mean, why?
I don't know,
what's their excuse?
They're like, well, if we fix it, it's usually a lot more expensive. Okay, the maximum, if we replace everything electrical in the entire car, is less than half the value of the car. So fix it. It was 6 inches of water. It's not like the car was in 3 feet of water. Then I would understand.
Now, what does Ferrari come back with an estimate as to? By the way, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge show. And we're open. This is called Rich Person's Problems.
I know. I know it's got sympathy for me.
99% of the fans don't have any idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's why I want to hear about it. I want to.
I want to know how the rich mother effers live.
People think rich people have it easy.
No,
so
man.
It's good. It's good to hear they get screwed every now and again.
Oh, I'm getting prison raped. I mean, it's not even funny, man.
You might as well been in there with P. Diddy. You're having a white party every day of your life.
Yeah, I've been getting drugged and waking up sore.
Yeah,
strangely sore.
So hold on.
Have you thought about disappearing, Dan?
Yes, I have. I've thought about a lot of stuff. Seth, this has got me so stressed out. I'm probably going to have to see a psychiatrist.
Oh,
like
man.
I can't sleep.
Just come to see me.
I can't eat.
Just come see me.
I just, it's literally been
I'll make it
disruptive.
all go away, Dan.
No, Dan should talk to somebody, I think.
No, Dan can't talk to anybody because he'll work them like I do. He will.
Yeah. I'll go find a hot female psychiatrist. Call me.
Next thing you know, you're blasting her. And that's a problem. So anyway, Dan, you were only able to enjoy your new Ferrari for what?
Couple years, maybe.
Oh, is that how long it's been?
Yeah, I had it for 2 years. I loved it. It's my best car ever. Second best car is this stupid Cybertruck, which I love.
Now, is that what you've been driving?
Yeah.
What about the Lamborghini?
I love that car. I just don't want to put tons of miles on it. I mean, I drive it. I just don't drive it.
You thinking about flipping it?
Yeah, I may have to flip it to pay for my roof. That's the problem.
Hi,
Can you believe that?
My name is Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire lawyer, and I have to sell my Lamborghini in order to pay for my roof.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, my friend.
I know. I know. I'll be all right. It's just a
now,
kick in the teeth.
Why isn't your insurance? I know you had like Chubb or
Chubb. Chubb's being difficult. They're about to get the same letter.
Chubb is like what rich people's insurance, much like Lords of London and things like that. And so
I've gotten the big Chubby right in the behind.
And what if I try to call Chubb with my Ford Fusion and they're going to hang up on me?
They'd be like, listen, unless you have a personal worth of like over $5 million, we don't talk to you. Are you interested in a personal umbrella or things like that?
I never knew there was this elite insurance company out there.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. But I'd rather have Progressive or something like that for my car or State Farm. At least they'd pay me, you know? I mean, Jesus, it's been so frustrating,
so
Bubba.
Did you have...
Got zero from any company. I've got 5-6 different policies in my house and my cars and everything else in my life. And no one's giving me a penny.
You got medical insurance, you got legal insurance, you got house insurance, you got house insurance, and you got car insurance.
I got different policies for the carriage house and the main house.
Probably got a personal umbrella insurance.
Yeah, I got all of it.
And you're more insured than any human being I know. But you're getting screwed. I mean, like I know people that have like one policy and man, they're getting straight paid right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so
I know people that got the general insurance and they're getting straight paid.
I know. I get zero respect on these guys.
So now
they're gonna feel it.
Does it? No.
It's going to be there'll be vengeance.
Not only does Dan have his own problems, Dan has to deal with everybody else's problems. Like, isn't Lummy using Dan to help him stop the city from having him build a Wet and Wild in his backyard or something like that?
That is ridiculous.
Well,
and I'm trying to send him in the right direction.
Now. I don't know if I'm going to use him. He doesn't sound like he's getting results.
He doesn't sound like he's in the mind.
It sounds like Dan's 0 for 6 right now.
No. It's just that you don't represent yourself.
You know you got a bad lawyer when he can't even win his own cases.
But it's not that though. You can't. If you represent yourself, you get no respect.
I know.
I have to have outside counsel. And one of the Rick Scott's great insurance reform bills that passed in the last couple of years destroyed an insured ability to get legal fees if they sue their insurance company.
Well, great. That's great.
So it screws everybody. So that's a horrible law because that allows the insurance company to just toy with you until you get counsel. And then still, they're not going to have to pay legal fees. Which is why they're doing it.
Lummy, a nice little afternoon delight yesterday. John Costica, $100 about 4 o'clock.
Oh, thank you.
For a little afternoon tip. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Thank you so very much. It's how we keep the lights on. And don't forget, Lummy, I think tomorrow's payroll.
Oh.
Yeah, tomorrow's payroll. So
please.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. So Dan, you don't have your Ferrari is in the shop.
In purgatory.
And cannot be fixed or released because the insurance company wants to pay you half of what they should.
Yeah.
Your roof on your house is not been fixed.
No, I got water from the rain yesterday. You know, I mean, I got a porous house. They won't fix it and I have a porous house. So, again, they're acting in bad faith now, too.
Do you have a bucket that collects the drips of water?
It's not a bucket. It's like a
5-gallon. It's probably a...
You should tell him you have a bucket, Dan. That could really freak him out.
It's a pan. It's like a pot. It's a pot.
Dan, having this old of a home probably had a little bit to do with, the structural damage that you got and things like that.
Maybe.
Are you ready just to maybe downsize a little bit? I mean, having the big, 8,000 square foot home with a 2,000 foot carriage house kicker and,
football field,
2 football fields worth of lawn and all that. And like literally you have to drive like, a quarter of a mile just from the driveway to the house. That's how, Let me, you know how rich you are based on how long your driveway is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And he has a long one.
Yeah, very long driveway to match his penis. And so anyway.
I'm very... Instead of doing all that, Bub, I'm ready to just bail Luigi out of jail.
Oh, okay, and tell him to go talk to the Haggerty people.
Give him a stick and a knife and
a Luigi fan.
You can't, boy. And the thing about it, let's say you were talking to like your Haggerty rep or your Chubb rep, and you just were making jokes.
That was a joke, guys. It was hyperbole.
But you were on the phone with your rep, okay, and you're just making jokes, and you go, hey, you know what? I should pull a Luigi on you guys.
Oh, that's you can't say that.
They would.
That's a threat.
They would literally have the cops on your door.
Yep.
In about 5 minutes, if you can't even.
You
can't
said
even
I'm calling Luigi.
Yeah, I'm calling my best friend Luigi. Now it could be, Luigi Pescatore for all they know.
That's a threat, though.
But I mean, you
I'm
can't.
not threatening
Now,
anyone.
forever in our life, the name Luigi means I'm going to send a hitman to kill you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his name might as well be Adolf Hitler.
I mean, yes,
Yeah,
true.
Luigi is gone now. Is the name.
Like you might as well be saying, I'm calling Adolf Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Luigi, just that name, Luigi.
I think that's
think
fine.
about how many good Luigis are out there.
There's a couple.
Yeah. I mean, there's some good men out there that have not, killed the CEO of a major health company.
Name
named
a good Luigi. Besides the Mario one.
I don't know. I mean,
Exactly.
I
You
don't
don't know
either.
one.
I'm Italian. I don't know any Luigis.
You don't know one.
It's like a caricature name.
Yeah. They need to go away. They're not. I couldn't tell you one good Luigi. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. I think all Luigis are bad.
well, anyway, man, you can't.
If your name's Luigi, you're going straight to hell.
All Luigis now are bad because you can't even tell a person, man, I'm going to pull a Luigi on your ass,
Yeah, I'm going to change my name to Leo.
and you're done. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh man, Danny G is right. There's the restaurant J Luigi.
Oh, let me look on TV right now. It's the
that girl.
the drunk Hooters girl.
I reached out to her.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to have her on.
Dr. Dan, do you have a blue tarp on your roof?
No, but what Fabrizi said is once they secure it and everything's, agreed, they can do the roof and do the under part, and then they put that it's like a blue or green or white plastic,
Yeah.
Tyvek or something like that it's called.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you were going to utilize. There's Operation Blue Roof through FEMA. They'll come out and put a tarp on your roof for free.
All right.
Yeah.
Protect it from the, because
I mean,
you said you're still getting leaks.
Yeah.
And
I just don't
Dan's-
want my house to look like a tarp for it's going to rain 3 times in the next 2 months.
Dan's neighbors, that's going to be the talk in the neighborhood. Be like, did you see the Diagos? Yeah, what about it? Well, they think they're all that, but they got the blue tarp, which means they can't afford to get a new roof.
I might as well be a kid
So,
with braces on my legs.
You might as well have a sexual predator sign in your front lawn.
Exactly.
Really. I mean, honest to God,
It's Halloween. Don't come here.
In the exclusive neighborhood that Dan lives in, a blue roof equals Kenneth City white trash, and that you can't afford, to fix your roof, and so you put the blue tarp over it, and it's did you see the Fabrizis? I heard things were going really bad for him. His practice is down, his law is down. He lost a car, and now they can't even afford to put the roof on. They went down to Home Depot and got the blue tarp deal. I know.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I can't.
I know, man.
I just
even
can't.
if you
I
are
draw the line.
even if you are in good faith, like the next day they were coming to put the roof on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for 24 hours you had to have the blue tarp.
Nope.
You'd almost just take your chances on, whatever type of rain you'd get for that 24 hours. Just suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
Because you can't have that, standard white trash looking blue tarp on a $6 million home. You
No.
just can't.
No, unless I was in Hawaii and I was worried about getting,
It'd be like
energy beams.
it'd be like putting a buddy tire on your Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
It's
That's
better
so
to call,
embarrassing.
It's better to call AAA and just get a flatbed to come get it and make arrangements than to put that buddy tire on your Ferrari, right?
That buddy tire, I mean, there's a couple of things that just bring about social shame. Driving around with the buddy tire is one of them. The dog sort of harness you put on a kid is one of them. Blue tarps on your roof, one of them.
Right. Sexual predator signs in your front yard.
It's all the same category.
One of them. Let me. You know what I want to do is I want to get 4 buddy tires and have somebody drive around with 4 buddy tires.
Is that what the smart car drives on normally? Aren't they buddy tires?
Hey, no. I got
Whoa.
super white slicks on my bottom.
Okay.
Don't even think about besmirching the great
Super wide slicks.
Super white slicks.
Which would be a buddy tire in my Lamborghini.
Talk about cost. And Dan, man, in family law, this is what the Gina Hunters and the Nancy Harrises and the Cliff Currys and all the really good family law people in this particular city, they love to get two rich people to battle it out for 8 years. Can you imagine the legal fees?
Oh, it's probably $8 million, $10 million.
After 8 years.
I mean, a year of family law probably cost you close to, what, $300?
Yep, that's what it cost me.
So about a year, 300 times 8, so like a 2.4
now, hold on. And
times 2.
That was with one kid. They're arguing about 8 kids.
And great assets that are probably all over the world that you can't even get a hold of. You have no idea.
They're talking about a house in France. And they're talking about, I guess they have a winery together.
He's worried about making money on the backside.
So after 8 years, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt reached divorce settlement. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have come to a settlement after 8 years. You know that this is what happens, man. Fabrizi told me, lawyer A calls lawyer B. Because, Dan, the lawyers are allowed, they're supposed to be talking.
They're the only ones allowed to talk.
Right.
The parties can't talk once you're represented.
Right. So, they're supposed to pick up the phone, right? So, lawyer A calls lawyer B. Be like, hey, lawyer B, I know you represent Brad. I represent Angelina. Hey, man, have you seen the personal wealth these two have? Yeah, I have. This thing just being very, them agreeing on everything and being willy-nilly and wrapping it all up. I think we got a couple big whales on the hook here. Let's churn this thing out.
But you know what? Why didn't that happen to Tom Brady? I mean, he and Giselle got divorced in a year.
Because Tom Brady isn't stupid. He you know what? Tom Brady probably had a prenup.
You don't think these two bozos did?
No, I don't think.
If you look at Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, they just settled yesterday after 20 weeks.
20 weeks.
They both signed off.
That's not bad.
In a statement to the NPR, Jolie's divorce lawyer, James Simon of the law firm Hirsch Manis, writes, more than 8 years ago, Angelina filed for divorce from Mr. Pitt, and the children left all of their properties that they had shared with Mr. Pitt. And since that time, she is focused on finding peace and healing her family.
So, to me, this is going to be one of those things where one party, like Angelina Jolie, is kind of probably like a little obnoxious and a little to the point where she's
full
like,
of herself.
Yeah, like entitled. And I think Brad Pitt, I hope Brad Pitt's the kind of guy I'd be like, you know what, F you. You know what I mean? I think that's what happened. I think he's that kind of guy that he had it up to this point, and he's like, you know what? Let's fight then.
He said an extensive legal battle back and forth followed, including the custody of all their children, future ownership of a place in France, of Chateau Miraval,
Chateau Miraval,
the French winery they once started. In court papers related to the dispute of the winery, Jolie accused Pitt of assaulting her and their children on a flight in 2016. What? You're on a personal plane and you're whipping your wife's ass in front of the kids? Mm-hmm. That's not a good look.
I mean, they probably had to wait too long for the private jet. He blamed her for not, booking it earlier, and then he started slapping her around, thinking he's at Fight Club again.
What stays in the Fight Club?
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Yeah. So anyway, man, can you imagine that legal bill? When, a guy like Tom Brady and goes up to what's her name? Giselle, and says, listen, we can make this quick. We can make this. You're worth more money than me, and listen. The longer we go, the more we're just going to end up paying the lawyers, and the least we're going to be able to keep ourselves. So let's kind of try to hash this out a little bit, and then we'll get it papered.
Do they have? Yeah. Do they have parity on paper? These two are they pretty close in wealth?
I don't know,
because they both have had wonderfully successful, acting careers.
I got to think.
And I would hope that they're similar.
I think that in the agreement I saw where he was paying child support,
he makes more.
I think so.
He's made more movies, I think, and he continues to make great movies. I mean, he's just fun to watch.
I think he's paying her.
He's 240. She's 120.
Well,
he's double. Double.
She takes care of the kids mostly. That's why I don't know if she's doing as many movies as she used to.
3 nannies.
I think I saw something like $60,000 a month child support.
Oh, that's not too bad.
What do you mean it's not too bad?
When you're worth $240 million, $60,000 a month is a deal, dude.
There's a lot of kids in there, Bub. I don't know. What do
Yeah,
they have, like,
he's got like 15 kids.
Isn't it like 6
Well,
kids?
I don't know how many they have that are theirs and how many are from Cambodia.
Well, the
and
Cambodians are theirs.
If they adopted them together, they're theirs.
Yes,
I know.
And it looks like it's
They should get 50 cents on
They
the
don't
dollar.
need that
though.
much, though, do they?
No, I mean,
Cambodians?
Brad Pitt's child support payments are $1.3 million. He's been paying since 2009.
1.3 million a year or 1.3 million a month.
1.3 million a year.
The kid's not
So
18
Dan, what
yet.
is that? That's about 100.
That's $100. That's $100 a month.
It's 100 a month.
I'm
Seth,
sure it'll be okay.
we got this package here
Uh-oh.
today at the BR. Actually, we got it yesterday, and it says Seth Kushner, BRN Bubba Radio Network, our address, and then it says Happy birthday, Seth. So,
When's your birthday, Seth?
well, it's not yesterday, and it's not today. It's coming soon, but it's not in the next. It's not soon enough to let him open it. So
Is this getting a Christmas gift in like October?
no, if it didn't say happy birthday on it, I would give it to him. But I'm not. So Seth,
You're gonna just sit there and long for it, Seth?
you got a birthday gift coming on your birthday.
Okay. Well, can I just explain?
What date is it?
My birthday's February 1st.
Oh, you got 4 weeks, bitch.
But I think who's it from, Bubba? Does it say?
Let me know.
The Yinzers.
Okay.
Oh, Yinzers.
So on Facebook you have to select a birthday, which I didn't want to do because it's so annoying when people are like happy birthday. Facebook makes it so easy that a beheaded person could sit there and wish you happy birthday on Facebook. So because I didn't want to be bothered on my actual birthday with a bunch of nonsensical Facebook messages, I put my birthday as January 1st.
I think Facebook should allow you to put no birthday.
Right. I put my birthday as January 1st, which my wife told me that I had it listed as that day. But I obviously wouldn't really go on Facebook on January 1st because, I'm watching football or who knows what else. So I'll let people bother me on that day. But it's not a birthday present to get a bunch of annoying messages on your actual birthday. So that's why I shifted it around, and that's why there's a false sense of when I actually turn 43.
Right. So which is close,
Yes.
which is actually February 1st.
Yeah. So
now you're going to get a bunch of birthday messages on February 1st just because.
No one will remember. No one, but which is great. So I do kind of feel I feel like I tricked the Yinzers.
Here's the deal. I think Facebook, because they're probably trying to qualify as to how old you are, I think they should just ask what year you were born in. And you just type in your year, and
They want the activity though, Bubba. By doing like you said, by doing the birthday thing on people's birthdays, you see so much extra activity on their Facebook pages. They love that.
It's annoying.
It's annoying, but it also helps them.
The Yinzers is saying that Seth already had his birthday and that
11 months ago.
Wait, what do the Yinzers say? What are they?
he just had his birthday.
Do they want their package back?
They're saying he just had his birthday, so they thought they missed it. So it's just a present.
No,
Just
I
open it.
had it.
Tell them that they put happy birthday. He's not had his birthday. His birthday is 29 days away or so, or less. 24 days away, and he'll be given the package on February 1.
If that's okay, I don't want them to feel like maybe this is a rushed gift. Maybe now that they have time.
What if there's cheese in it? It's gonna spoil.
It's not. It feels like a T-shirt.
Oh,
It's like you feel. What are you doing? You feel it around or
Yeah, I
something?
mean, you can tell a T-shirt.
it's not like cured ham.
No, it feels like a T-shirt. Seth asked me if I'd seen the Nikki Glaser Golden Globes, which, by the way, I have turned into the biggest Nikki Glaser fan. I knew about her, of course, a long time ago when she was
Before Tom Brady.
Way before the Tom Brady roast. In fact, she has been probably for the last nearly decade, she's been the go-to roast master.
Well, she's been the token. Who is this whore, and how did she get on this stage? As far as what they use her for. Roast.
But she's funny.
Oh yeah, no, she's
great. I don't know who she writes it or someone else, but her stuff is clever.
Has been she's been the go-to person as far as in the roasting realm. She is the best. She's the hot roast ticket right now, way before Tom Brady. She nailed it for Tom Brady. Who's 81390 Bubba? Who's calling to me? Hello?
Yeah, Bubba.
What?
Are you just want to let you know, your 2 new Aquabeto drops, your commercials are really messed up. You need to recut those. They're squelching and squealing, and they suck.
You just said recut your commercials.
During when are you listening to them? Like in between sets or what?
Yeah, in between sets, your 2 new Aquabeto commercials, they squelch and squeal like the tape. Like an old tape is all messed up is what it sounds like.
Yeah, that old tape might have got some, Coca-Cola spilled on it or something. That's how we do things now. We don't believe in digital here. We still do analog tape. So we'll go ahead.
No, I know it's digital, but it sounds like it's a tape, Bubba. I'm just telling you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at it. Macho Man's on it, okay? Mm-hmm. Appreciate for the complaints.
Can we can we hear it?
Yeah, is there any way somebody could pull it up?
Macho probably could.
So anyway, Nikki Glazer was the I think host of the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I didn't see this until yesterday after the show because I was doing sports stuff yesterday. But
I like watching Nikki Glazer when she's unedited and doing her stand-up routine.
I don't know why
she really gets sexual and talks about her vagina and talks about squirting and just, oh my God, she's great.
Oh, she does?
Oh yeah, you've never seen her stand-up?
I don't really like stand-up.
Oh.
Really? You don't like stand-up stuff?
Dan, have you seen?
It's such a beautiful art.
It runs out of steam after like 30 minutes.
Have you seen any Nikki Glazer stand-up?
I've never seen her stand-up with her. I'm going to.
It's very good.
Really? Oh my God!
I gotta watch it.
Lummy, can you see what she's had to been raking it in because she is the hottest thing in the roasting comedic world right now.
And a good female comedian is priceless because they're hard to come by. And there's that Asian chick that was pregnant a couple times. She's hilarious. Stunning.
Like a China doll. She's so little.
But she's so beautiful. And her voice is magical. I'm a huge fan of her.
Well, tonight
Man, you're not a fan of anybody but yourself, usually.
No, Ariana Grande has one of the best voices today.
Have you seen Wicked, Dan?
I saw the Broadway musical on Broadway, but I haven't seen the movie, and I know she's in it and sings
supposedly
in it.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's a blockbuster. It's killing it.
Yeah.
Lummy, here's our Aquabeto stuff that the guy was speaking of. Unleash the power of pure hydration. Looking for a refreshment that's bold and as pure as nature itself? Meet Aquabeto. Appalachian spring water infused with natural minerals to fuel your day and keep you going. Sir, you need new speakers in your truck. Okay?
You think speakers blood?
It's not your tweeters or your woofers or your mid-ranges, you've blown. I mean, when listening to your Charlie Daniels and all the stuff that you listen to, you've blown your sound system because everything sounds perfect so far. Unleash the power of... I didn't mean to know. Here's a new one. Looking for a drink that not only... Unleash the power of pure hydration. Sorry about it. Looking for a drink that not only refreshes your body but uplifts your soul? Aquabeto is more than just water. It's a taste. It's a taste of life's simple pleasures. A moment of purity shared with loved ones. There you go. There's nothing wrong with our Aquabeto spots, buddy. It's you, not us.
The bear.
Dan, she's had her lips done since the Brady roast.
Yeah, that little bigger.
Can't you tell? Not have a one-off on. How do they not have a camera? Probably the biggest star in the room, right?
Well, because I don't think she was going to zing him.
I know, but how do you not show them to just add credibility to your event?
Maybe he said don't show me thing. I don't know.
He just got his Medal of Freedom or whatever.
I know,
was he wearing it?
Would you not agree? Would you not agree? Out of everybody that she said so far, that's the biggest star by far.
And they've been cutting to it because you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to get roasted and he didn't want that high spot.
Nobody roasts Denzel. Period.
Oh, nobody used to roast
Will Smith.
Will Smith, exactly.
Well, nobody did. They did his wife, and then now he's banned. Has he turned it around? Is he still banned from Hollywood?
No, okay.
She just walks that real fine, inappropriate line that is funny and a little cringy, but works. You know what I'm saying?
And keeps moving.
Right.
Swinton is here. Tilda Swinton.
And she's so quick and has so many quick hitters that you'll miss a couple if you're not paying attention.
Every sentence is important.
What's that?
I know, God.
This kid is unbelievable, man.
I know, but look at that cleavage.
He just started the.
That's unbelievable.
Well, yeah. He just started the new Bob Dylan.
He's the Bob Dylan.
Yeah, and he's just been all over the place and just doing interviews, and everybody's finding out what a bright kid he is. And yeah, he's with Kylie Jenner.
Look at Kylie Jenner's jugs.
Was that Kendall or Kylie?
Who cares?
I think it's Kylie. Yeah.
May this year.
They should just call her Jugs Jenner.
Man,
too.
They're all the same.
Really, and I love you. And can I just say, you have the most gorgeous eyelashes on your
Dan, like what?
How many basketball players is he following?
upper lip.
She's been with a few rappers. Yeah. I think Travis Scott has given her a kid or two.
I think this is just
such. You can feel both sides at the same time.
Damn. Is that a 15,000 LA boob job? Like what costs 8 in Tampa costs 20 in LA, Dan?
Yep.
But I can't get over her boobs.
I know. They're showing them nicely.
And Timothy, you're just so...
She's the next Kim.
Nikki Glazer's only a boob job away from just having it all. And
she already has one.
Yeah, her chest is nice on her. I mean, it's good. It's good.
Great at playing these beloved...
How about a rhinoplasty for her?
Yeah, it should be in her future. She'd be so much prettier.
Rhinoplasty with a... I don't think she's got a boob job.
Well, if she doesn't, she needs more.
Eccentrics.
So less nose, more breast.
Dylan, Willy
maybe a little
Wonka.
smaller.
Who's next? Adam.
Let me reach out to her people and tell them we'll give her
free one.
Free one.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can do both same time.
Let me tell her we got one of the world-renowned best plastic surgeons in the world, Dr. Dan Diaco. You can go ahead and Google him, and he'll throw on a set of knocks and take that schnoz right down to zero.
Yep.
For you. She's funny.
Yeah, she's great.
I mean, you can only be so funny when you're hosting the Golden Globes.
Well, yeah,
There's
you got
not a lot to work with there. When I come back, Lummy, do you think there's a chance that Jalen Hurts doesn't play?
What?
No, I think he'll play, but I think there'll be a little bit probably less tush push, which could help the Packers.
Jalen Hurts remains in concussion protocol as Eagles prepare to face the Packers.
You can't make yourself get better from a concussion.
Does
that make sense?
And within the NFL world, and each one of do they each have a concussion? Does each team have a concussion specialist?
Independent concussion specialist. That's the key. Because there used to be a doctor that was employed by the team and would just
your dad.
Yeah, and be like, okay, he's playing.
So hold on.
Dad would say he's playing.
Cruden will come say, hey, Joe, I know Mike Alstott is a little tweaked, but let's go ahead and shoot him up with some Novocaine in the knee, and let's get to 40 out there, Joe.
Yes, sir, Coach.
There's probably a certain amount of that back in the day.
There's a lot back in the day.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Dr. Remulak, $100. Keith Yeager, $150.
Oh, my God.
Right,
Thank
$10.
you. We need it. Payroll Willie.
I know.
Venmo, PayPal, Cash App at the Bubba Army.
I know a lot of football players get concussions, are able to kind of turn around and play the next week. But the Bears have a safety, Jaquan Brisker, who hasn't passed concussion protocol in 12 weeks.
For real?
Yeah, some linger.
Yeah.
My friend Chuck that had that gun against the guy that was beating up the girl. He's still not back to normal.
And Dan, can you fake out a concussion test or not?
You can't. No, you can't overcome it because it's like there's speed tests.
if you have, I'm sure they have all standardized testing, and you can't cheat it.
They're games, and you can't beat the game. Your brain won't do it. You just
is it kind of like one of those
the dots, that kind of stuff?
One of those. What was those, Dan? Let me call when you you would hit the button and then you get a sequence of buttons and then you have to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
God, what was that
memory
called?
games?
Simon Says.
Mm-hmm.
They got like an industrial strength Simon Says.
Yes, that's one of the machines. The other one's point to where the dots are. It's all about reaction time and memory, and you can't fake it. You can't fake it.
And you're saying, Seth, how long's the safety been on for the Bears? Well,
12.
The season's over now.
Yeah, he never got out of concussion protocol.
Wow.
Which I don't.
Thank God though, because it saves his brain.
Back in the day, the guy probably would have been back the next week, or maybe even in the same game. Who knows? I don't. Again, if you can't,
I applaud the policy.
But if you can't clear it, Dan, in 12 weeks, do you think that you should be playing football?
No, he needs to start playing basketball.
But I mean, Dan, let's say though you do clear it. Does that mean your brain has healed?
That means your brain has probably 90% healed.
Okay. Now this guy with the Bears, now his season's over now, and he doesn't do back in minicamp until May, June, and that's not even contact.
Right.
You know, he probably won't even. I don't think they even start having contact till July. You know, and I think, and let me have it under the new Players Association, like you can only have like 12 contact practices all year or something like
12
that.
or 15.
Something like that.
I
mean, back in the day, man, I mean, Dan, even when you were a doctor in 06, 07, 08,
they would put on pads all the time.
They hit every day.
Yeah, almost.
Every day they'd either go 7-on-7 or 11-on-1 or 1-on-1s or 1-on-2s.
Like Fridays, they'd have a light practice because they don't want anybody beat up. But like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are hard practices. Yeah,
they're hitting.
I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was Luke Kuechly, who I believe just made the Hall of Fame, and he had suffered a few concussions. There was one that he had. I think it was a prime time game, and he was crying. And he just couldn't stop crying. And I guess that was a symptom of the concussion, was that, you know, just it ends up being something that you just, I don't know.
You can't help but cry?
Yeah, you can't help it. I think that's when, like, the NFL really, it was
You don't think one of the big linemen like, come on, bitch, stop crying?
No, it was like, it wasn't like he was hurt. It was like, it was just, he was so messed up from the concussion. So I think the NFL started implementing more policies after that happened.
After the guy couldn't stop crying.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jalen Hurts remains in concussion protocol, and Dan's saying that, you know, listen, you can't fudge this. Like, this is a standardized test by an independent doctor that does not work for the team and won't clear you until you pass the test.
Mm-hmm. I'm amazed that Tua got past it after his knockout early in the season, because he was gone for, what, maybe 2 weeks only?
How many has he had now? 4?
He's like Aikman. You know what I mean? He's got that at a point where his brain's learned how to get knocked out, and he just likes getting knocked out.
Wow.
Aikman that had like 4 concussions in one season. Remember Troy Aikman that one season? He kept getting knocked out and kept getting head injuries in one season.
Who's the backup for Hurts if Hurts is in play?
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett.
Is he pretty good?
He's decent.
The Packers should be able to beat him.
That'd be huge. They'll do everything they can to get Hurts back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'll probably I just can't. They probably won't do that tush push because obviously he leads with his head.
Yeah, they can't do a tush push with him with his head like that. In fact, if they do play him, they'll play him conservatively, and I bet he won't have a great game, because the difference between an NFL starting quarterback's reaction time and an NFL third string quarterback reaction time is significant.
It's the difference. Hold on, it's the difference between being first or third string.
Right, and all it is just a tick off of 100%, and he's like a third string quarterback.
When we return, Apple is going to pay $95 million in a Siri lawsuit. They've now, like, some big highfalutin law firm or whoever has now proved that Siri does listen in on to you. And supposedly, like, if you've ever bought an Apple phone, I mean, here's the thing with these class action lawsuits, man. Only ones that are really making a lot of the money are the lawyers that bring the suit.
Mm-hmm.
The users get, like, you know, $8 or something like that.
I think it's at 20.
Something like that. Seth says, I'll take a 20 all day, buddy.
Oh, sure.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Oh, man.
You have to have 5?
No, you
got a charger for this?
What's that?
Oh, for every device.
10.
Yeah, $20 for every device.
You had one
up to
before.
5. Wow. Hey man, you can get $100 up.
I'll take $100.
You had 5 devices.
I just had a settlement with Equifax for $15.
$15?
$15, yeah.
Wow. Eric Scott, good morning. Up here, starting again. Almost the voice lawyer, Kenny Powers. Good morning, Nick and Jid. Art Hutchison. Stacy G. Cameron Scott. Almost the voice lawyer. Rick James, good morning. Troy.
I think this is it.
Gang Gene, Al Guru.
Damn it. Hold on, we got one more. We got one more gimmick.
I'm trying to see if
This is it.
Fortnite lawsuit.
that is.
It's the Fortnite lawsuit.
Oh, there you go. All right, sweet. Thank you.
There's a
Kick ass. Good man.
Some group lips.
Oh, man. Seasonal sickness.
I gotta call you the police. Good morning. Hyperbaric chambers help concussions. Neil Montplaisir is up Mindy's morning.
Wow.
Who's your Fortnite? Thank you. Dave M. Warner. I was here in Orlando. Luigi Galdini, physician, physiologist, physicist, professor of medicine and surgery, anatomy, and obstetrics. 1737. I would not want surgery in the 1700s. I'll be hurt a lot. What's up, Nick? Young guy. TNT 1560.
Fish on the J, 50, thank you, my friend.
Dan Wonka, Attack of the Dog, 20. Glenn Lonecker. T-shirt Will, those Gankles. Tease, Little, what's up? Thank you. Again.
Oh, yeah, we got to get Jay's. Get some keys today.
Shit. I don't think enough time to go to the bathroom. Oh, God, Attack of the Dog. Oh, wait.
Tell the Yinzers and Tease that I personally delivered Jay Diaco's gifts to his microphone desk today.
Big logger.
Look what's on the B-roll. This is when we were burying the bone. Fucking parade.
Oh, man. The terror. Why don't we do it behind the music of that, Bubba, and I'll talk about what it was like from the inside.
Was everybody looking out the window?
Yeah!
They had to think that fucking Bubba. That motherfucker. Shit.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Fish on the J. Love him. Woo. How's our fish in the pond doing? Let me give me a pond report immediately.
Did it freeze over?
Yeah, it's an ice skating ring out there now. Oh, they're loving life.
Why do the fish like it cold?
Yeah, they sit in the sun. I give them a little bit of bread here and there. I move the aerator.
The bubbler?
Yeah, I move it around a little bit for them.
No, our fountain still works, but it struggles when the water level is a little bit low. It struggles.
Yeah, so it's good that we have that bubbler.
Right. Now, how about Baby and Hootie when it gets like we're getting ready to get some pretty cold nights here? the entire country is getting hit with a cold blast. The Midwest is getting smashed with snow.
They've got fur coats.
Yeah, no, I know they do.
They cuddle.
But I think that I actually Googled that goats can be like regular farm goats up north. Like they just leave them outside in the middle of the field and they just go lay underneath a tree. Like they can survive up to like 0.
Yeah, they all day they sit in the sun and they pretty much cuddle with each other at night.
Yeah, do they go inside that little cubby hole area?
Depends on the wind. It all depends on if it's a little windy. If not, they'll sit like
in the bottom. It seems like Baby stays on the bottom floor, which is the ground.
Yeah,
and Hootie stays on the penthouse.
Well, I kind of taught him that when I feed them, so that's their area. And then Hootie does not let Baby up on the top.
Yeah, he doesn't.
No, that's not allowed.
Now, have you seen that one piece of wood kind of got dilapidated?
Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
Okay.
When we do the shelves,
we probably need a little. We probably need a little goat penthouse tune up a little bit.
We're gonna do that all when we start doing the stuff.
It's so much nicer than when we first started, and it was looked like a Haitian shanty town.
Now it looks like a Colombian shanty town.
No, now it looks like this now is like Satellite Beach.
Yeah,
Satellite.
I mean, this is as nice. This is as nice as Steven. For goats, this is as nice as Steven's condo in Satellite Beach.
Oh, easy
for goats compared to what they were in. Their very first living quarters were that Lummy took pallets and just would build pallets on top of pallets and then throw like a 2x4 on there and then put some more pallets. It was just really crappy looking, was it not, Lummy?
Yes, it was.
Now it's super. I mean, it's really felt, if you will.
It has hurricane strapping and everything.
Hurricane strapping.
Oh, really? So it's wind rated to 150?
Of course.
Oh yeah, man.
It's stronger than your house.
Now, let me during the I think
paper clip is stronger than my house.
I think that we have proven that even with the worst of conditions, although you did take them home last time, I don't think we have to take them home ever again. I think they can survive out there.
The only way that I would take them home, most likely again, is obviously direct hit, and if the water comes in and it's supposed to flood the building, then I'd take them home.
Well, I mean, it could flood the building, and
I meant like the roof, like all high up.
Goats float.
Yeah. Goats
They tried
float.
the goat float thing.
So anyway, the goats are doing well.
Goats don't swim?
The goats are doing well. I don't think they can swim.
Well, they blow up. They have that inner belly that blows up, but they don't do well.
Really?
Goats are pussies.
Maybe that's my problem. I got a goat belly, and it just blows up. maybe I don't swim. That's why I'm fat. Because listen, I'm not fat. I got a goat inner belly. Okay,
It's
happens
air.
to be. Yeah,
it's an air bladder.
Right. I'm trying to find a doctor to see if he can take out my goat belly.
It's like when you pull up a grouper too fast.
I got pulled out of my mom too fast, and I blew up.
Oh, and our neighbor's putting his water into our pond, so that's a positive.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I talked to him. I talked to somebody yesterday.
You mean from the Bakemore Pie people?
Yeah, because he's building that big addition on the back of his.
Right, for the rich guy who owns the building to store his cars.
Yeah, so he's taking his retention pond and draining it into ours.
Now, is he actually putting it with a pipe, or is he just?
Pipe. It's piped up. So
and he's putting it into ours.
Yes.
Why is he one who's drained?
They have to do some stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
City of Tampa, baby.
Yeah.
Got to make sure your retention ponds are good.
So, have you talked to that other lawyer? Do you need help? Do you need more direct help with the city?
I'm okay, Dr. Dan. Thank you. Yeah, I talked to him.
Oh no, Lummy needs help.
Lummy, with regards to
call Bob Newland or Dan Newland.
with regards to your retention issues at your new state of the art Seminole Heights home that you thought were, you were just literally
We're on that is our last step.
I know, but why should it even have to be a step?
That's a great question.
And have you talked to a person that says, why all of a sudden this house that's been here for 100 years that I have now remodeled and it's ready to go for me to either Airbnb it or for me to rent it out?
Why do I have to build a splash pad in my backyard for the city of Tampa?
Why do I got to build, I think Seth called it Adventure Island, splash pad in my back when for 103 years this place never required one. What do they say?
So the people that now work currently at the city of Tampa, God bless them, are just pencil pushers. and they just answer your question with more questions and more questions and don't really give you an answer.
So have you asked the question, why am I required? Now,
I asked first, am I required? Is this a, do I have to do this? And they will not give me.
Don't do it. What are they saying you need to do?
I need to build swells that go from the corner of my house 39 yards back to a retention
2 foot.
2
foot deep. Yeah. 2 foot deep by how wide and how long?
Mosquito pond.
So yeah, average Joe.
You should tell them.
It's about 600
you
square
should tell
feet.
them when my son gets malaria from getting bit by the mosquito pond that I have.
Zika.
I'm suing I'm suing every person that put their name on requiring me to do this.
Are you adding a structure to your property?
No.
It was already added, but there's no code that I'm supposed to add it. They actually just filled in 2 retention ponds from these big condos they just built, so it's nice. It's really nice. The city of Tampa really is just sticking it.
Did you call Jeff?
I did.
And he said?
Yeah, he's working. They're working on it.
Okay,
but the city of Tampa likes giving the people a spin around. That's why we need Bubba for mayor.
Yeah, that's why I need to be mayor. Did you see all the people that are running for mayor, including dumbass Bob Buckhorn?
Buckhorn's running again?
He is so full of himself.
God, I thought he would have died of himself.
Yeah, how'd that 6 foot rule work for you?
Well, he's so
full of himself.
What, he introduced the 6 foot lap dance?
He was the guy that,
really?
That's why he hates me, because I made the most, when I was at 98 Rock, I made the most fun of his 6 foot lap dance rule that he got put into law that the cops all laughed at. They were sending these police officers into gentlemen's clubs, and if the woman was giving him a lap dance and was less than 6 foot from him, they were writing them a ticket.
Yep.
And the reasoning that Bob Buckhorn got the city council to pass this was he was like, if somebody has an STD, they cannot transfer it if it's not a full friction lap dance. And here's the deal: if a woman's got an STD that's so powerful to go through her panties and through my jeans, then I think we got bigger issues than
I think this was the inspiration for the COVID 6 foot rule too.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, it lasted about 4 months, and I think the chief of police at the time,
that was Gene Castor,
which was Gene Castor, told him, I literally don't have the manpower to enforce this and go into gentlemen's clubs and do these 6 foot stings when I have people that are killing each other and knocking each other over the head with bottles in Ybor City and all kind. I need to fight the crime of Tampa and not worry about strippers giving full friction lap dances. You snaggled. You know what? If I was running for mayor, my friend, if we were doing like a debate or something, I'd be like, Bob, didn't when you were the mayor for 2 terms, didn't you have health coverage? Well, yeah, I did. Well, why in the hell do you still got those snaggle ass teeth? Why don't you get them fixed? As much money as you made. Have you seen how snaggle toothed he is?
Yeah.
What a piece of shiz. He's the one, Dan, that denied me and your family from buying the Jackson home.
Oh, I think he's a bum. I do not like him. He doesn't like us. So it's no secret. And I hope he fails in his bid for mayor.
There's all kinds of people running for mayor. I want to run for mayor.
You should.
I should. I got to find out when
there'll be a runoff too. There'll be a double election.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a double.
It's never going to be a single election.
It's going to be a double just because of how many people there are.
Yeah, no one's going to get a majority.
Here's the Apple $95 million Siri spying on you story.
$95 million to settle a class action lawsuit accusing the company of turning its virtual assistant Siri into a snoop that allegedly eavesdropped on people who have Apple devices. The tech giant denies any wrongdoing, but Apple users could cash in on this proposed settlement. Fox 13's Kylie Jones spoke with legal experts about this privacy case and what it could mean for you.
Apple could be paying up in a proposed $95 million settlement of a class action lawsuit.
The plaintiffs were saying that Siri was beginning to record their conversations when they accidentally use the word Siri.
A lawsuit first filed in 2019 claimed Apple devices were recording people's confidential communication without their consent.
So how many times have you been having a conversation with somebody and you've mentioned something and then you get a targeted ad for it?
According to the suit, the users said this happened
every day.
Yep.
Which is why it's such BS, because, if you say the word seriously, then all of a sudden it gives it license to listen. But it's been listening the entire time. It's listening for the word Siri. So meanwhile, when it picks up, vacation to the Bahamas, you start getting your Bahamas ads.
After they unintentionally activated the voice assistant Siri.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
They're listening for that trigger word so that they know that they need to act and respond. And so they're not necessarily always recording, but they're always listening.
The lawsuit claimed that users' information was sold to third parties after they accidentally triggered Siri. But an attorney unaffiliated with this suit says it appears there wasn't evidence that Apple was intentionally doing this.
So there were certain plaintiffs who may have said, well, I don't have any direct evidence. It's just how the heck is it that I mentioned so-and-so brand in my house?
I think we all have evidence in the fact that, if we were to screenshot, I guess you would have to have recorded yourself talking about a particular subject. And then once you got that ad, and it would be quite cumbersome to prove, but not really if you, were actually trying to prove it and be like, okay, I'm going to say, the trigger word, hey, you know what, and then what I'm interested in, and then I'm going to screenshot the ads that I get. So it wouldn't be hard to prove at all. All of us could prove it in 5 minutes if we wanted to.
Yeah, but without having the actual, computer language showing the protocols, which they're not going to release. And the interesting thing is at this time, right now, as we're having this conversation, law enforcement's trying to make sure that they have a back way into every kind of social media and app on every phone in America.
Well,
all under the guise of the Patriot Act.
Isn't some of the biggest whodunits is when a bad guy does something, they get his phone and they try to get into it and they can't, and then they subpoena Apple or Android about breaking into the phone because the phone might have some unbelievable evidence that they need, and I think Apple will not do it.
I think what Apple's compromise is that they'll break into the phone and they'll give you the information from the phone, but they're not going to give you the method of how to break into the phone. Like if it's a big, giant case, like say, like Luigi, for instance, and they couldn't get into his phone, I'm sure Apple would give them that information, but they're not going to give them the way to get into the phone because they abuse it. They've been abusing it ever since. You give the government an inch, they take a foot.
You're saying case by case.
Yes.
So like case by case, if Apple would need to get into a phone because it was a very important case, much like the Luigi deal,
right?
They would say, bring us the phone, we'll break into it and give you the phone.
Yeah, but we don't have the guy from Buckner, Pennsylvania. Where's his phone? Where's the phone from the guy that tried to shoot Trump in Mar-a-Lago? Where's that phone?
He had 16 of them.
He had 16 phones. So where's that information? We get the information.
What kind of ads was he getting? Hold on here.
A statement to Fox Business, Apple said in part, quote, Siri data has never been used to build marketing profiles and it has never been sold to anyone for any purpose. Apple settled this case to avoid additional litigation so we can move forward from concerns about third-party grading that we already addressed in 2019.
Bubba, why did they settle?
McQuiggan with No Before calls
Hold on.
Why they settle, Bubba?
Hold on, let me get it back.
No, you tell me why. Not what they said.
They're guilty.
So we can
they settled because they're guilty.
And they don't want more depositions.
They don't want depositions.
Exactly. That's why they don't want to produce the evidence that's going to be required to take this further. So they caved it and settled just to avoid discovery.
Same way Cox settled with Hogan.
That's why I asked you.
When Calto was the first day Calto was supposed to be in depositions, Cox settled with Hogan because they didn't want depositions. Under depositions that's when you find out all the discovery.
Yep.
Because and listen, in the deposition phase, it's very, very, you can ask about anything.
The lawyer can say no, and sometimes you still have to answer.
Yeah. And you know what? And even if your lawyer would say no, sometimes they'll get the judge on the phone.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And the judge will be like, make an immediate ruling. Yeah, you need to answer that. Or no, you don't, no.
Jay
move forward
loves
from concerns about
objecting.
third-party grading that we already addressed in 2019. James McQuiggan with Know Before calls data the new gold.
Anything that's on the internet, any website we're visiting, any.
I saw a documentary probably 3 or 4 years ago that said, and at that time it was talking about the time period of 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and it said for the first time in the history of our world, data sold and was worth more than crude oil. For the first time in the history of our world, usually crude oil or oil is one of the most valuable things traded and sold in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
And data actually produced more money than oil did.
Wow.
And I think it has. I don't think it's this. That was 4 or 5 years ago, and I think it continues to grow.
Of course.
Every year.
Social media, if it's free, we're most likely the product.
Some say the proposed settlement could be a small price to pay for the tech giant, but a message for consumers listening.
But if you don't want to be targeted with those kind of advertisements, you certainly should turn the technology off and not opt in moving forward.
Kylie Jones, Fox 13 News.
Okay, so I know you're wondering if
Opt in. Is he going to tell us now how to opt out?
Yeah,
Turn off Siri.
I looked up how to find. They haven't created the website yet. You gotta wait for it and look for it. But we all can get up to $100 if we had Siri phones from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from I think 2014.
Well, how do you prove? Just do you have to go back and find the receipt of you buying your phone?
I think they were able to look it up.
Yeah, they think
Like
they could
your
probably
Apple ID.
Yeah, you're probably right.
we're affected by this, how much could you get in this payout? Okay, you're not going to get rich, but it is about $20. $20 for every Siri-enabled device that was owned from September 2014 through the end of.
So that would include the little Sammy's iPad. That would include your phone set. That would include Phoebe's phone. Dan, each one of your kids have phones.
He's had every phone since 2014.
Yeah.
To today, he didn't do the second part of the date range.
To 2024, I think it is.
So you had to have it from 2014 to 2024?
Yeah.
For 10 years?
Yep.
All of us have. I mean, little Sammy hasn't, and Dan's kids haven't, but all of us adults have.
Mm-hmm. You get up to 5.
5 devices?
Yes.
Last year, 2024. The settlement is not final yet. There's a judge in California who has to review and rule on the settlement. That's expected to happen next month.
Sounds like a bunch of nonsense.
So yeah, we all can get up to $100 if we've had 5 devices.
It's not even worth it.
I just got $15 in an Equifax data breach. So
did you?
Oh yeah, that was nice. That was nice when that hit the account.
How much?
15.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
$10 a phone. They actually probably bought Bitcoin at $10, and then they got
a
big cookie jar.
They buy stocks just to pay off their.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
lawsuits.
Does our Venmo work anymore?
Yeah, that's where we got all 3 of those. Dr. Remulac, Keith Yeager.
Oh, Neil Mount Plaisir.
We got them all. We got the.
Did you get Neil Mount Plaisir?
No, 25.
I got to take a peek.
But yeah, it all started with Dr. Remulac.
But how about Neil Mount Plaisir?
I'm
Yeah,
almost
Neil Mount
positive I have
Plaisir.
COVID.
Coming down.
What, you want to make out?
You want it?
If I have super Rambo white trash non-COVID strain and we make out, I could maybe.
You don't. COVID almost took you out.
The fucking did.
Dude, that was the word on the street, was that you almost died.
Oh, I wish.
He was on the nebulizer.
It's when I didn't work here. Everybody's like, Bubba's dead from COVID. I was like, no. No, he said it's a nothing burger.
Listen, I was at Dr. Dan's putting chairs together for him. Finding out that Bubba's out another week. Putting lawn chairs together.
Oh, Lummy, speaking of putting things together.
Oh, boy.
I got to ask you something after I pee. I need a strong man for a strong job that pays very, very well, might I add.
$15 from Equifax?
Buddy.
There's a solid
What's $6 times what Equifax paid me? Add 10. Okay.
$100.
Whoa. Dan the Rock, 66 months. Good morning, Stop and Go Steve. What's up, Riz? His?
Yeah, that's not Slater. He's a douchebag.
Good morning. Listen, I was just trying to get you, the U.S. Army Engineer Corps out there, put blue tarp on.
What's up, Oscar?
You're not putting a Spanish tile or Japanese tile on your carriage house back, are you?
Here's what I'd like to do. Ideally, when they actually are ready to start doing the roof, my roof repair guy said that he will supervise and assist a little downward conveyor belt and try to preserve as many tiles as possible. And then when I fix the carriage house roof, I'll put the old tiles on top.
Oh, okay.
So the carriage house will have the same the tiles from the main house, and then the main house will have new tiles. They don't think that they can salvage enough to redo the roof with the same tiles.
No, yeah.
And there won't be a warranty. So I don't give a fuck about the carriage house.
Yeah.
But at least it'll match, and we'll just be shingles versus.
Well, that's what I was out there.
Yeah, because I hate the shingles. I mean, we just did like a 20-year roof 20 years ago, so it's ready. Because I got that house in 04.
By the way, shingles were core on a brick house.
Huh?
Shingles were core on a brick house.
On the carriage house? Yeah, they look horrible on the carriage house. I agree. Even though it's just the carriage house, still look nice if it matched.
Hi, Seth Kushner from the Jerusalem Post. I have a question.
From where?
The Jerusalem Post.
Okay, what's your question, sir?
I have a question for Aaron Rodgers, but before I ask, I just want to say Seth Kushner, twice vaccinated in 2020, no booster, no vaccine. I've had COVID 2 times.
What's up, Longwood?
Only a strong Jew like you, sir, would be able to be that rugged.
So, Aaron, I hope that you respect me that I haven't had a vaccine in 5 years, and I just wanted to say that I hope you come back next year, and I love you. Chaim.
Is Aaron Rodgers becoming Jewish?
No, but that's how it would go.
I don't understand the spin of doing it as a Jerusalem Gazette reporter.
Can't really discriminate against them.
Where should I be from?
I don't know, maybe. Radio Network.
I don't know if I'd get in.
Jerusalem Gazette gets you in?
Yeah. What? I go on social media and I go, the Jets rejected the Jerusalem Gazette? I mean, they're sending out apologies left and right to the Jewish community.
You're right.
And maybe a check. Or some free tickets, Dan.
Do you think he should play again?
No. No, not at all.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Dan, I was reading chat just now, and somebody had a good suggestion. And then have you thought about like a metal tin roof?
Yeah, I've had metal roofs. I don't like the noise when it rains on them.
I
It's super loud.
love it.
I hate it.
Like a blue metal roof would pop on that place.
No, it sucks. Dan's right, because next door when I worked at Bake More Pies and it rained, we literally couldn't do any work because we couldn't hear anything in there.
Really?
Was that loud?
That's because they didn't put the insulation in correctly.
there is a way to mitigate that.
Spray and
Lummy.
insulation now along your joints that would.
And they last forever.
They
literally, they got like a 50 to 75 year warranty on the deal, and
they're cheap,
and they're cheap, and they look good. But I don't think your roof was designed to be that way.
The style of the house is not that way.
Your roof is designed to have the barrel tile, what they call the barrel tile.
No, it's a flat tile. It's a square flat tile. So I could do any roof I wanted to, but it would look stupid as a metal roof on that house.
You think so?
I mean, it would have to look like an old English roof, and they didn't have. They used tiles back then.
So yesterday was, by the way, Lummy, did you get Neil Mount Plaisir?
Neil Mount Plaisir was 25 again.
Venmo's been strong today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is Neil coming for?
Yes, he is.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Rainy's coming.
Yes.
Yes,
She's ready to party.
Rainy's coming. And I'm hearing there's a chance that Greg and Amy might come. At first they were going to go on a cruise. They went on their cruise, and I was talking to Greg and Amy on a group text, and like, man, we're feeling bad about we're going to try to. They initially didn't plan to be at BARP because they were going to do this cruise, but they did the cruise, and now they're thinking we might be able to squeeze in BARP. So.
Well, that would be a major shocker.
That would be. Love to have both of them. One of my all-time favorites. Of course, Joe from the West Side, and of course, Kenny Priss, Shivering Nis, Sarah Nis.
And don't worry, we had our meeting yesterday. We, I don't think we're going to have it on air, but we had our meeting yesterday about the pig roast and how many portlets we need and all the important details. So you guys are all nice and comfortable and emptied out.
And you're the one that let out the hayride gimmick. And so did you guys? there was memes on it and stuff. Son of a bitch.
Come on, man. You know what? You said that people have to walk 3 blocks to get here and that you want to do hay rides, and you got Lummy looking up how much hay bushels are, whatever they're called. He's saying they're $10 per, and you're trying to figure out how many fat people could sit on one hay bushel.
Whoa. We didn't see anything about fat people.
I thought Lummy.
Yes.
Thank you so much for finally. I got to sit over here and take it from this numbnut from the Jerusalem Times. And that's what he calls himself, Seth Kushner, lead writer from the Jerusalem Times.
I'm fact checking because you were saying like, oh, we could get 2 people on a hay bushel. Then Bubba's like, all right, Lummy's like, oh no, we can only get 1. With the army,
I mean, you can maybe get $1, or maybe
comfortably,
but Allie and her husband, they'd be able to fit on one.
I just knew there was a lot of looking at separate hay bush. What are they called? Hay bales?
Hay bales.
Hay bales. They were looking at different hay bales
Dan,
for
the host hotel is up kind of near the dollhouse.
Okay? Hay rides, Dan. Hay rides.
So Dan,
I'll keep my mouth shut, dude.
Dan, you're not going to keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
You're gonna participate.
Okay.
And you're gonna be just honest. Okay. There's no right or wrong answer. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Okay,
the right answer is not to just.
The right answer is
to be
for
honest.
you. The right answer is for you just to be truthful.
Okay,
and give me what you truly think. If you say, Bubba, that's probably kind of dumb, I wouldn't be doing that. Or you know what, Bubba, that's pretty thoughtful and might be cool.
Can I ask a question before I give an answer?
Yes.
And that is, so you're doing a hay ride.
Well,
is it going to be
Dan, you can't answer a question till I lay it out.
Okay, that's what I want you to do. I want you to lay it out. That's what I'm asking.
I'm going to lay it out.
Thank you.
So shut up.
I'm not doing I'm doing what you told me to do.
Okay, I told you not to do is start asking questions before I lay it out. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
Our host hotel isn't over there by World of Beer anymore, which is a closer walk to the studio than where our host hotel is, which is right by the dollhouse. Okay?
Was it like an extra 100 feet?
Yes.
Oh, boy. Okay, listen. Dr. Dan, just listen to Bubba, please.
Okay.
No, Dan, it's not an extra 100 feet. It's about another block and a half.
Okay.
Okay? So it's about 3.5, 4 blocks. So I was, that trailer that I have out front.
Yes.
I was going to put hay bales on that trailer. Now, the corner of West Shore and Cypress, do you know where that Spring Hill Suites is?
Yes.
Okay. You know where Casper's is?
No.
Okay, you know where the Ramada Inn is?
Yes.
And that little road back there? I was going to have my trailer with hay bales right at that corner. You know where the Children's Cancer Center is?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to be right there on that side road.
Mm-hmm.
I was not going to have my trailer out there on Cypress or West Shore. I was going to have it tucked back there where the Children's Cancer Center is.
The back roads.
And people just literally walk across the street and get on the trailer with the hay bale, and I have my truck, and I drive them first all the way down that one road and then all the way down to the studios instead of them having to walk. Some girls are going to be dressed up and maybe have high heels and things like that. And I was going to, put hay bales on a trailer and
the day of BARP, Dan, he was going to be shuttling people on a hayride.
If BARP starts at 7, like at 6:45, I would start picking up people.
And you're driving it?
Yeah, I'm driving the truck.
Okay.
Yeah. And taking them to dropping them off at the front door, then driving back around, picking up a next load. I don't know. You and I could go out there and try to figure out how many people we could take per load.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking we could take 10 or 12 people a load.
Yeah.
And to save people that walk. So give me your thoughts.
Have you tried to put chairs on the back of that? Just not hay bales, but just maybe like a cooler on the back of it and trailer it and see if it's like actually usable, like you don't get bounced up in the air and knocked off the trailer. I worry about an injury, so I'm falling off of it. Especially,
I think a hay bale. I think a hay bale will absorb more energy than a hard plastic cooler. To be honest with you,
it'll definitely dampen the vibration.
It may be a little prickly on your ass.
It's all right,
but listen, it's better than walking 4 blocks.
It's better than walking 4 blocks, and you can only take like 4 people on a golf cart. So you can definitely expand the load capacity. I got a golf cart, but I can only take 3 people. That's what I'm saying. It's limited unless you borrow Jay's. He's got like 3 rows.
I don't want to. I don't want.
Jay's got 3 rows on the golf.
Here's the deal. We used to have Big Mike from Southwest Florida Golf Carts, but Southwest Florida Golf Carts really screwed over Big Mike. He lost a ton of money because the owner of Southwest Florida Golf Carts screwed him over. He was a partial owner in that, and with the hurricane and all this kind of deal, Big Mike got screwed.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So I can't think of any other way to efficiently move people unless I was to maybe rent a big van, but that's not. Listen,
that's not as fun.
But it's not Bubba brand either.
Right. No, I like the
my
concept,
pickup
Bubba.
truck and an open trailer and hay bale. Is Howard Stern? No, he's not going to do that. Is Bubba Clem the same guy that was helping Buck move 10,000 cubic yards of dirt yesterday? Last weekend, and a guy that drives a grader and a guy that That's me on brand. How do I move my people? With a trailer and some goddamn hay bales.
Yeah, hey, what can I say? I think it's a great idea. Okay. It's the only way to do it, Bubba. It's the only way you can move massive amounts of people, and I hope there's railings and it's safe. So
it is.
Okay.
Yeah, there's railings.
All right, let's do it.
Railings?
There is railings.
There's railings.
They're 1 feet high.
But that keeps the hay bale in.
That's right.
Oh, but if you turn them, they flip over the railing. That's
there's
like the railings by my house.
Dr. Dan, it's a straight shot.
Dan,
it's a straight shot.
Dan, there's one turn. There's There's one.
Hold on.
No, hold on. Dan, there's the turn at Casper's.
Okay.
I pick them up. I pick them up as a straight shot. Then there's one left turn.
They'll sign a waiver.
That I could literally be going 2 miles an hour. And let me, I got that badass light package that Terry from Terry's Automotive installed.
That's right.
I'd have the 4-ways on. And actually, I could actually put. I could put 3 people in the back seat, 1 person in the passenger seat. So there's 4, and then 12 in the back. I could take 16 people at a time.
Well, look, Alan Close just said he'll walk.
And Lummy, you know what? I could open up the tailgate and put people back there too.
Boom! Look at that,
Bubba. Here's another thing, though. It's not just
and Lummy, it's content.
That's right.
I get it, Bubba. I get it. I think it's a great idea. I just worry. My only last concern is
the writer
on the way
from
home.
Jerusalem Times is busting my balls on the deal. He's always doing. He's already doing critic reviews.
He thinks hay should just be for a manger.
No, he doesn't even believe that because Jesus wasn't. Jesus
existed.
No, it didn't.
He did.
He wasn't born in a manger.
He did.
Not according to the Jews.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he was born.
He was
All
born.
right.
He was a dude. He just wasn't the son of God. He was just some good, really speaker.
Okay, listen, let's not get, there's a lot of hostility towards Jews these days, especially in our chat room. So my thing is, Bubba, that I don't think you're thinking about is it's the day of BARP. It's your biggest event of the year, and you're going to be shuttling people back and forth on a hayride. I feel like that's not going to be something that you're going to have the mental capacity for come that day.
I think he's going to be fine on the way to the party. I think on the way home is where it's going to be the problem.
Now,
He's not going to want to drive that thing at 11.
Here's the thing. It might be, it's a one-way situation. Meaning,
you mean I 3 blocks are going to have to find your own way home?
I can get you here. I don't know if I can get you back.
Right. I think that's fair. As long as you don't guarantee a ride home, then I think you're good.
I can get
there's
you
no
here.
way you should be driving that thing at midnight.
Right. I mean, because listen.
Exactly. Everybody else, too.
At BARP, I don't party that often, but at BARP, I get to feeling pretty good. So
and the passengers too. You don't want people just rolling out the back of it because they're drunk.
Exactly. So Lummy, you and I. You know what, Lummy? It's me and you, buddy, on this hayride. You're the only one that's truly believed in my hayride.
I have.
Bubba's hayride.
Bubba, you know what? Merch Kirk brought up a point to me. So what do we do? One-way hayrides too, and then the hotel has free shuttles on the way back if they want to get picked up.
We could tell the hotel
Why don't you just use the hotel shuttles?
Yeah, on the way.
We want hayride content.
Content.
What business are we in, Dr. Dan?
Content.
Show business.
Jesus.
God.
Are hayride videos big right now?
Yes.
They are,
huge.
number one.
Well, especially if you got one of the Bubba Army falling out.
We'll have Rhett hold on to that hayride till October. and
Some fall content.
And Rhett will start slowly triculating the hayrides in the fall when people do hayrides. And we'll be trending number one, bitch.
Yeah, beat at the
a
pumpkin
hayride
patch.
that was taped in February, triculated to you in the fall, buddy.
Boom.
Him and Gary Cantrell will hashtag away, bitches.
Yeah, it's like when Romina made some literally like pumpkin muffins this week. I'm like, what is this, like September, October?
Oh, Donnie, I had some leftover pumpkin. I could not help but do not want to race, Donnie.
Where do you
We can
find
barely
pumpkin?
pay for a roof, Donnie. Things are tight.
Yeah. I mean, spam.
I'm going back to the pumpkin, Donnie. Do not throw out anything around here, Donnie. We have a blue tarp on our roof, Donnie.
She made fresh muffins and she got
Your Ferrari will not get released, Donnie. But my Escalade's badass. I bet you that damn thing didn't take a lick now, did it?
No, it
For the
didn't.
brand new motor.
No.
Hi, who's this? You're on the air.
Hi guys, it's Trickney.
Hi, Trickney. I hope you heard.
Hi.
I hope you heard me stick it up for you yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're so nasty
I
online,
did.
Trickney.
Did I change my name to Two-Face Trickney? I mean, I was so confused.
Hi, you know what? I think as a rib, you should just embrace it and say, "Hey, it's Two-Face Trickney."
She's like Mario's got dual citizenship. She's got dual personalities.
I have a Trickney, and I'll stab you in the back in a moment's notice, bitch. I'll tell you that right now.
Listen, if I can embrace the name Trickney, I can embrace Two-Face Trickney. I was so confused. I just got in the car to go to my first day at my new job, and I heard Bubba say my name, and I was like, what's going on? So I went back, and I was like, Las Vegas Mario.
Yeah,
I've never had a conversation with him ever.
He's full hot on you, and I'm like, I've never known Trickney to be like, this is out of the blue. He hates
And I've
your
barely been in chat
guts.
the last couple of weeks, I guess. Yeah. So
Two-Face Trickney.
Yeah.
You might as well add that to your bag of tricks, right? I mean, I mean, you're a deer killer. You killed a deer once with your pool, right?
Yep.
How'd you kill a deer with your pool? It drowned?
Yeah, but she's a deer killer.
Okay.
Deer killing, two-facing, trickney-ing bitch.
But what did you do to Mario though?
Yeah,
I mean,
now can you?
I have no idea.
Trickney, can you kind of think about? Was there one little excursion you had with him? Because he was full hot on the deal. He was. Hold on, Trickney. Hold on. He was so. Just kept reiterating the same thing that I eventually had to hang up on him.
I know. I heard it. My mom listened to it, and she was like, I love Bubba.
I'm like, I get it.
But,
you hate the bitch. After the 15th time, I got to let you go, sir.
Well, here's what I was thinking. So first of all, the thing he was talking about with the shoes, I know exactly what he's talking about, but it was me and my buddy Kenny Powers in chat, and we were kind of going after the guy that was going after the kid. So, and that was a long time ago, so I don't even know. But then I was thinking, too, when he went to Vegas for Ronnie's wedding, and there was that thing where he was like hiding in the bushes, Mario was. I had a little fun with that. I mean, come on.
Wait, he was stalking you?
Well,
at the wedding?
No, not.
What did Mario do?
He wasn't stalking.
He wasn't stalking me.
I'm
but
new to the show.
But he was poolside when.
Really?
When like he was
showed up.
Well,
He's a Howard fan,
he's a
too.
huge Howard
He was
fan.
in the bushes.
He was a huge Howard
He
fan.
snuck around the back to sit in the bushes and watch the Howard Stern
That's so
party.
crazy.
But Rhett, if Evans and Godwin were, at a particular hotel in Vegas and you had a
Not
chance.
in the goddamn bushes.
That's weird, Bubba. I mean, that's what martyrs do.
I'm
going to act like I've been there before and just try and walk in.
Well,
if I'm
here's
that
the thing.
desperate.
But
Exactly,
Rhett,
Brett.
here's
That's
the
what bushes
thing.
are for, though.
Poor little Mario hasn't been there before, so poor little thing had to stay
I don't
in
know.
the
He
bushes.
knows a lot. He sounds like he's been around the block a few times.
All right. Well, anyway, so he was a little stalkerish in Vegas, but
Jesus,
but he was he offered me pain pills and anything that I needed.
He's up and up, guy.
He was so good to me.
Isn't all that legal in Vegas anyway?
Oh, I ended up going to the dispensary and getting exactly what I needed.
Good.
So I wouldn't have been able to fight that kidney stone had I not got the highest strain of gummies known to man.
I just see him wearing camouflage, facial camouflage paint, have a little periscope so you can see above the bushes.
Anyway,
He
Trick,
said he was wearing a Bubba Army shirt.
are you coming to Barb, Trick?
Walkie-talkie.
I think so.
What do you mean you think so?
I think so. There's some stuff that I might have to take care of with my dad, but I'm going to try.
Please do, okay?
Yes.
You want a
But I
hayride?
just wanted to make sure that.
You shut up, Seth.
I don't know if hayride goes with my outfit, but we'll see.
I mean, why wouldn't we embrace it by saying, you know what, Lummy, guess what?
What?
This year we're adding a hayride. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
A pig roast and a hayride, buddy.
That's right. Let's go. Bring your cowboy hat.
Bubba,
And Seth is
Bubba, we know you're not going to want to do it on the way back. Let's just save you from that.
Yeah,
and,
Merch Crick's gonna get
we
with
love you so much.
Merch is gonna get with the host hotel and see if we can give them some times, like maybe midnight or something like that, for them to start bringing people back.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So,
'cause you're not
I
gonna
agree with the
deal
one way.
that.
Yeah. All right, Two-Face Trick Knee.
But we're good. I had a laugh yesterday for sure. I was, what is going on? So, anyways, I just wanted to call and tell you we're all good. You'll never lose me. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Thank you, Trick Knee.
All right, guys.
Bye now. Phone lines, let me blow it up. 813-90 Bubba. Hello.
What's up, guys? Florida Stanley.
Hi, Florida Stanley. What's going on?
Hey, if you want help with the hay rides, I got a new crew cab truck and a new 18-foot flatbed car trailer I can bring.
So rails.
I mean, next.
I mean, they're probably about as high as the rails on his trailer.
Yeah, I mean, let me next thing you know, I got five guys.
I'm not going to be drunk until after 10 o'clock. So
can I take a picture of? Can I take a picture of the trailer and we can show it so Dan can see?
Of our trailer?
Yeah.
You mean outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead if you want to go out right now and take a picture.
Yeah, just because the railings really seem non-existent.
They're existent.
They're enough to hold a hay bale and go in out and take a picture. Listen, bud, I think we're just going to have one trailer and one hayride. I think if we get too many of them, we're going to have parking issues and the whole 9 yards. So I appreciate. Maybe if anybody has trucks, we can.
Yeah, well, I'll be bringing my truck anyway. So I've got 5 seats.
So you can follow me. It'd be like almost a parade. We could have a parade.
There we go, parade with a
hey. Stephen Fisher said.
And then the truck bed and everything. I can probably fit 6 people in the truck bed.
Yeah, exactly. And I can get I can get 4 inside my truck and probably 4 or 5 in the bed and maybe 12 on the hayride. I got like 25 or so. You got 6. Big Reg's got a truck. I mean, Buck, I don't know if Buck's driving down or flying down, but he's got a badass Dodge Ram. Next thing you know, it's a parade.
We can get Average Joe to bring his trailer. We can stuff
Hold on,
people in there.
we could actually stuff everybody in the dump trailer.
That's right.
Could we not?
Yeah, Average Joe. There we go.
Average Joe. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Barb Parade. I'll see you guys in 8 days.
All right, see you later. Now we got a barp parade.
Boom.
And if some people are making fun of it and calling us pathetic, I call it on brand and content.
Perfect.
Bitches.
Lummy, I emailed you the.
So Lummy, then you can IM it to me,
yes.
and I can flash it up on the screen.
No problem.
Hi, who's this?
Gonna love these railings.
Hey, Bubba, how you doing? It's Justin.
Hi, Justin. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm from Gary, Indiana, man. Did you see Hogan get booed last night?
Yes, we were going to talk about that next. We were going to
Yeah, hey, man, and some dude was talking about you on Russo's show last night, too. They brought it all up. It was funny as hell, man.
Hold on. I bet your Russo stuck up for me.
Yeah, oh, Russo's the man, dude.
No, but what did the guy on Russo's show say? And what did Russo say?
He said Bubba's going to love seeing this fucking goo get booed tomorrow.
All right, good to have potty mouth.
I sent you the picture.
Is this from the Jerusalem Times
Jerusalem
photograph?
Times
press corps?
Seth Kushner.
Yes, let me know what you guys think about the.
I guess
I
guess the railings aren't.
I don't see him.
Yeah, we don't pull it up, Bubba.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think it's pretty safe.
We just see Hogan.
Yeah, there are no railings.
Yeah, there are the tire.
What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, that's safe. Yeah, that's safe.
Listen. If you put hay bales all down this row, and you put them all down there, and then you put them all down there, you made a big, you just basically made a big square full of hay bales, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, I still think it's gonna be like that magic trick where you sweep the tablecloth and all the glasses stay there. As you pull out, the entire thing's just going to sit right where it was.
Hey, Bubba,
slide right off.
We could metal screw some L brackets and put some 2x4s right along there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
2x4s?
That's perfect, Lovey. That's a great idea.
Thank you.
Or Lummy, somebody might have a different trailer
that has more railing.
That has more railing that we can use. I mean,
like the kind of guys that the long guys use, they put their lawnmowers and stuff on. They have railings.
I mean, we got plenty of time to find a trailer that's got railings, including but not limited to whatever average Joe has. Now he's got a dump trailer that a person could stand up on, and you can't even see their it's an 8-foot dump trailer.
That's right.
It's got 8-foot walls on the side of it.
That's different than what your trailer is.
Yeah,
so I was thinking your trailer, and I've seen that trailer before, and using that particular trailer with your particular application, I had a little concern.
But hold on,
I think with the right trailer.
Lummy, if we had his dump trailer and we put hay bales inside of his dump trailer, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't fall out of it.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
His dump trailer has, I think, 6 or 7 foot walls. So if we put hay bales inside of that, right?
Yeah.
And people sat down
that
and
would work great.
And we put it in rows, right?
Yeah, you just can't see outside of it.
You're going to feel like you're a piece of cattle being moved.
Yeah,
but
you can't get publicly shamed either.
And then does it have a door on the back?
Yes, it does.
Oh, it has 2 big doors that open up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could even leave those doors open so you felt less claustrophobic. You're right, though, Lummy. Seth from the Jerusalem Times, you did sniff this out,
Thank
and you are correct. This trailer probably wouldn't be safe for a hayride trailer.
I sent you, I think, what?
Thank you, Seth from the Jerusalem Times, for that journalistic piece that was dead on.
Investigative reporting.
Is that what you kind of want?
Is that what you thought you had, Bubba?
Yeah, that's what I thought I had.
See, that would work.
Now, that would work. That would definitely work.
Yeah, that's like a lawn trailer.
Yeah. And, you could put, if you put hay bales all down this side, all down that side, all down that side, and all down this side.
Be fun.
That would be fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's somebody in the Bubba Army that's got one of those. And if not, Aaron from Average Joe is our guy.
Of course he is, yeah.
We got 8 weeks to get this figured out.
Yeah.
All right, so when I return...
How many weeks?
I'm sorry.
I have 8 days.
I'm sorry,
we got
8
2
days.
weeks.
I got 8 days. I'm sorry.
2.5 weeks.
Did you get a hold of the Portalette people?
Yes, I did.
We're also this year going to have a hand washing station. Yes, we are.
Moving on up.
Thursday night, we're roasting a pig.
Are you going to do that here?
Yeah.
Are you coming?
I'm going to try, yeah.
Yeah, Thursday night, Dan. The reason why we can't have it at Tate's is because Tate's is officially closed forever.
Forever? They're gonna
Forever.
That's so sad.
And you know what
I
sucks?
love that place.
Stevens Place is like 3 minutes from there. You could
closer to the water.
You could walk from Stevens Place to Tate's.
Definitely.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God, Stevens Place is so... We need to have some parties over there.
Yeah.
Or some sunsets kind of deals or something.
He has such a nice setup now. He's got everything finished, and he's got his little outdoor kitchen and his outdoor table.
He's got his little boat. He's got his
fire pit.
His little boat.
Mm-hmm. It's not little. It's a beautiful boat. It's a Chris Craft, too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah, he did a great job on that house. I was there a couple days ago, and
fix your house, flip it, go to the house across the street, knock Bella into an apartment. and then boom, then you're set, Dan, because you know you got a ton of equity in that house.
Mm-hmm.
They say though the floating housing market's getting ready to crash. Did you hear that, Lummy?
Yeah, it's not happening. It's a lie.
Yeah, they've said that for 4 years now.
They say inventory's up and buyers are down.
It's because everyone with money is on the water, and they all took a $50,000 to $300,000 kick in the teeth. And so, yes, the entire economy on the western coast of Florida is down right now, but it'll be fine in a few months.
Hi, who's this?
Hey, it's Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Just to let you know, your trailer will work. I used to go to a party. We used to do kind of the same thing, except with picnic tables on a flatbed. Go down the street. Go down into the field with the tractor.
So you basically just take picnic tables and like wood screw them into the floor.
Not even screw them down, just set them on there with all the weight of all the people on them. You're fine.
Boom.
Cross your fingers.
I kind of think I would. It takes the hay bale out of it. You know, we're looking for a hay bale kind of gimmick, not a picnic table.
Right. I'm saying the same kind of deal. I think it would work. I mean, unless someone's totally drunk and.
Oh, that's not a possibility. That's not a possibility.
We're gonna try to stick with the hay bales and maybe getting one with railing on the side of it, for my vision. But thank you for the picnic table suggestion, and that will be certainly Plan B.
All right, catch you later. Thanks.
When we think, guy was really mad at me. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Appreciate you. Also, man, at least at the very minimum, you should go to our YouTube channel. And at least get a notification, which is free, and so when we go live and put up a new content, you'll get that, including Lummy. If you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll get stuff that a lot of people can't get. Like, did you see when I took a ride with my buddy Tony and his 1100 horsepower 67 Corvette?
Yeah, really, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a sub quarter mile. It's a 9.4 quarter mile.
Wow, that's fast.
That's quick, ain't it?
That sure is.
Is that quicker than your Ferrari?
Nope, but it's about the same speed as the Ferrari.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
You're about you're a sub 10 quarter?
Oh yeah, it's in the 9s, 9.6, 9.4, 9.3.
So you're probably right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's similar. It's like 1,000 horsepower. It takes 1,000 horsepower to get into the 9s.
Well, guess how many horsepower is right now? None.
0.
It's got battery issues. When I return, Netflix makes its debut last night. I'm sorry, WWE and their largest. Seth, it would be it'd be safe to say that Raw is their big franchise of the two. Correct?
Yeah.
Between SmackDown and Raw is WWE. Like it's their Monday Night Football. It's their biggest franchise.
It's bigger than SmackDown.
Oh yeah, SmackDown came much later. SmackDown was, Monday Night Raw had been going around. SmackDown was an afterthought.
It's pretty much one of the longest running TV shows of all time.
I think I had Vince McMahon. I did an interview with Vince McMahon. I think when they did their 900th, was it the 900th?
800th.
Their 800th Raw. In Tampa, and this was the 98 Rock days?
No, that was in 2008.
All right, so that would have been right during the Cox days.
Yeah, it was Cox. Yeah, it was the Cox days.
Bone.
Yep, the Bone.
Right. So Monday night, they've always had great television distribution deals with Raw, and they decided to make the leap of faith, and Netflix stepped up and paid them, and now the only place you can get Monday Night Raw. WWE is such a huge franchise. People will pay for it. The product is so good right now. And they made their debut, Monday Night Raw. WWE Monday Night Raw made their debut on Netflix. God, Seth, that really just goes to show you how strong that brand is when people will shell out, $17 a month to be able to watch it.
It's massive.
It's massive. House shows, they don't even do house shows. Every show they do is sold out. They're doing WrestleManias now in venues like the size of where the Cowboys play.
Royal Rumble's going to be in Saudi Arabia in, I think, a year.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they debuted last night on Netflix, WWE Raw, and Hogan. For some reason, WWE is still going to the Hogan brand.
Well, they just partnered with his beer.
They just partnered with his beer. And what they don't realize is, man, Hogan, listen, I'm not saying this in a position of, Terry and I are no longer friends. I wish Terry and I were friends. The reason why we're not friends is completely all my fault. I don't blame him for not liking me. In his world, I did him dirty.
Is it your fault? Or is it other people's fault?
Well, I'm to blame.
Partially.
I have skin in the blame game.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do, though.
Well, but I'm the only one that seemed to really, 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 really get it broke off in his ass.
Yeah.
So a lot of people benefited from the Hogan sex tape. You know what? I think it would be safe to say, without getting into a big, long dissertation, is that a lot of people benefited from the Hogan sex tape.
Starting with Hogan.
Starting with Hogan. And other radio personalities, got promotions and had their hands in it, and they seem to, benefit quite nicely from it.
I can't believe how many scumbags just betrayed you and benefited from it and just completely screwed you over. People that you actually cared for, loved, and helped.
Walked away scot-free.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And in most cases, bettered themselves. So that's fine. We're not going to get into all that. We got something coming up for that. But Hogan might need to take a step back and say, listen, Hogan, you have made so much money. You've aligned yourself quite brilliantly with the president. I would start worrying about, I think that's your crowd. I think your crowd is the MAGA.
The old MAGA crowd?
I think that's your crowd.
Because young kids don't care about him anymore?
I don't think, especially in Los Angeles.
No.
Especially in this probably wasn't well thought out.
Well, I mean, what was his character was, the superhero, squeaky clean guy that, your kids could look up to. And then you find out over the years, who the real guy is, a wife-swapping racist.
Whose kid almost killed somebody.
So anyway, so I'm
trying to make it better.
Wife swapping racist. I love it.
Well, I'm trying
Only
to get
a
better
guy from the Jerusalem Times would be able to come up with that. Brilliant, my friend.
Thank you.
Not only did you save the hayride day, but you also gave us our number one punchline for what the beloved Hulk Hogan truly is. A wife swapping racist, you call him. That's not my opinion. That's the lead writer from the Jerusalem Times, Seth Kushner.
And he's been there's bigger stars now. Yeah, I know he paved the way, but you got The Rock, you got Roman Reigns, you got John Cena, Austin. I mean, Undertaker. There's bigger guys. He's not the main dude anymore like he used to be.
He was the main dude that probably helped put them on the map, but there's been a lot of people that have come and surpassed his stardom. Would that be safe to say?
Yes.
Yes, very much so. Yes. But he's still one of the forefathers of getting the professional wrestling into mainstream America. He's probably very much accredited for that. Anyway, we're going to break down. It's amazing.
Dr. J brought the ABA to the national forefront. No one cares about him anymore.
Oh, Dr. J didn't have a sex tape, and
he probably did.
You know what? Him and Wilt probably did.
Oh no!
They didn't have tape back then.
Anyway, it's amazing, Hogan. It's amazing. If we're going to a couple different websites, and there's some websites that didn't doctor the audio, and you can hear how bad he got booed.
Oh, they doctored the audio?
And then oh my God, it's very obvious.
But he was supposed to come out as like a good guy babyface, and it turned, and you could even tell for a guy who's been doing that for his whole life.
He was freaked.
Yeah,
I expected.
I know him quite well, and he locked up. He did. He went to all of his crutches to try to get out of it, and he couldn't get out of it. And here's the deal: his new beer, what is the Real American?
Real American beer.
Real American beer, I guess, has signed a deal to be the official beer
and they got
of the WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Did they have ring logo presence?
Yeah, it's two spots.
2 spots. And so Hogan, along with Undertaker and a lot of other big stars. By the way, Undertaker got the biggest pop of all. So it wasn't like, it was a woke LA liberal type deal, because Undertaker is from Texas. He's a conservative dude, and he got popped. I mean, he got a pop. They didn't boo him. So we'll break all that down next. Hold on.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
Well, it came crashing down and it hurt inside. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I know.
Well, I sent you a picture of the ring.
Okay.
You can stick it right in Seth's ass, dude. You got all those brackets for railings on your trailer. You can put railings on your trailer. I just took pictures of them.
Oh, okay.
Merch Crick was right. You have the capacity to do that. So you can fuck with Seth for being a superficial reporting and not getting deep.
Not getting into it.
No, not. Shame when facts get in the way.
Hi, YouTube, my little YouTubers. How are you doing? When it comes crashing down. Got some buggers.
You need anything?
No, I'm good, buddy. Thank you.
I remember
I
that.
don't know, dude, he was just too sabotaging the shit, man. He doesn't know jack shit about fucking radio. Oh, man.
You sent nothing? I sent pictures. You can get them.
Wait, I think I can get on Wi-Fi. I came in.
I sent the Bob wants to see. Yeah, take me a second.
Whew.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Jesus,
Italy, is that?
You okay over there, buddy?
Yeah. The old Diaco from the Italy.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo studios. Aquabedo.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Let me, if I could have a word with you, please, professionally.
Yes, sir.
What we talked about yesterday.
Yes, sir.
If you could report back to your boys.
Yes, sir.
That they're nailing it.
Perfect.
Absolutely nailing it. That's my vision, 100%. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We got it done.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
Just get a hopper full of those bitches and run them.
That's what we're doing.
Thank you. Thank you, Rhett. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Macho Man. Oh, yeah, Macho Man.
The Jimba.
Macho Man's a pretty important figure for Barb. He's got to spin on Friday. He's got to make sure all the sound system, everything's working on Saturday. Poor Macho Man.
He be on time.
Yeah, poor Macho Man. Are you there, buddy? I'm here a little bit. I'm here based on how much heat you're going to get with me. If you got heat with me, I'm out back wiring stuff up. Yeah, dig it? So, Macho Man, when did you start working here?
16, 18 months ago.
Needless to say, I think BARP last year was like you had just kind of maybe started. You'd only been here maybe 2 or 3, like you hadn't been here a long time, I don't think.
No, it was definitely a new thing.
Right. And man, was I
he had to do an emergency surgery on Dan's amp, didn't he, to get that going?
See, he just didn't.
He didn't understand BARP.
Macho Man didn't understand BARP. He just didn't understand the complexity and the due diligence and the pre-wiring and the stuff that we needed done. And he just didn't, because he didn't understand. We probably didn't have a meeting. We probably just assumed that he knew. And so, boy, it was last minute Willie, and he was a nervous wreck. And I just remember being not mad at you, but irritated that everything was running so late and you were trying to patch things together. So I just want to let you know that, I'm sorry for being mad at you a year ago.
Bring a watch.
Bubba, I'm not trying to throw Mach under the bus or anything. Was he late last year?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? He didn't understand?
He was late and he didn't quite understand, I think, the complexity of what he needed to wire up or whatever. I don't know.
He could do it something that took 2 hours in an hour. I think that was the thing. He didn't realize the complexity of it.
I think he got caught up in a major traffic jam. Well, I mean, Macho Man, what did happen last year?
I-275 was a parking lot.
Right.
So I'm thinking about getting a hotel for Friday night.
Oh, man.
All
Well,
right.
Hold on. Get a hold of the merch crick because we got an unbelievable room rate at the host hotel.
We'll take care of that room for you.
Yeah, I'd even buy you a room, Mach, if the company we'd buy you a room. So what night would you like a room? Friday night or
Friday night would be
Friday night? Okay, merch crick. See if you can get that done.
So, Bubba, we have an update.
Breaking news from the
Luigi from the Times l'Italia.
All right, so hold on. So Dan Luigi from the Italian Times, he has a update that will counteract Seth from the Jerusalem Times.
Follow-up stories.
Jerusalem Times gives you only
part of the facts.
Because the Italian
They're exclusively online, by the way. They don't do print anymore. That's how much disinterest that's been in
this
publication.
And they charge 99 cents a month, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we're saving trees.
All right,
It comes in a gold paper.
So I'm sorry. Dan, what's Dan's Italian name?
Luigi from the Times l'Italia.
Yeah, okay, yes. He's now submitted his investigative photo of my trailer that Seth from the Jerusalem Times said did not have the capabilities of having sides. Hence, we could not use hay bales on this particular trailer. And now Luigi of the Times Italia says you can see that we can put boards in there and create a side rail on our trailer.
Yep. Safety.
That wouldn't be hard to do either. Just a couple 2x4s, right?
Yes, not hard at all.
2x4, 2x4.
That's right.
Not hard to create a rail at all.
Nope.
But here's the thing, Lummy. If we that requires having Big Red to have to do that.
I bet you there's pre-made stuff for these because they all have the same things.
Prefab costs a lot of money, Dr. Dan. 2x4s are $3 right now.
Dan, Dan.
Okay, I get it.
You know what? Our business is doing about as good as your roof right now, okay?
Do you know how much 2x4s went up under the Biden administration? They used to be 42 cents.
That and historically, December, January are our slowest months because everybody's qualified for BARP, and people really don't start thinking about, hey, I need to start, getting my qualification in. Lummy, usually we have a big night on BARP's Bubba 199.
Oh, yes.
Usually we got a big night. Other than now, people are treading water right now, not giving a lot. And we know it's our business model. So if I don't have to buy 15 2x4s, and Lummy, we can just use somebody who's got an existing trailer that will work for our Bubba Hayride, including but not limited to Aaron's, big ass dump trailer.
That's right.
We probably need to go that route. So thank you, Luigi from Times Italia, for showing that indeed, if we do need to use our trailer, we can.
I stand by my reporting that there is currently no railing on that trailer.
Your reporting is correct.
Thank you.
As the way the trailer sits right now, there is no railing, and in order for it to match what Dan from Times Italia is reporting, it would require some fabrication and cost. And that doesn't usually work well with the Jerusalem Times. Cost.
Yeah, well, my reporting is costing you no money, Bubba, if you cancel the idea or you let Alex Stein drive people back and forth.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh, God.
All right, so
do you even drive?
We're talking about Hogan. This is Hogan getting. And listen, all you haters out there and stuff. This is very much, I'm not making this about the sex tape. I'm not making this about anything to do, Hogan. Hogan was a major guest on last night's very much, celebratory.
Ballyhooed, as you might say.
Yeah, if you will. And he was one of the big slinging Ds, one of the OGs that they brought in, WWE brought in as a brand to help celebrate and kick off WWE's moving from, where were they? They were on
USA.
They were on USA Network, and they cut a deal now that their Monday Night Raw franchise is exclusively on Netflix. Lummy, $100 from Josh Gray on the PayPal. Thank you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at The Bubba Army, or go to our YouTube channel at The Bubba Army and sign up for that. So this is Hogan. And Dan, I don't know if this is a hawker or this is a citation, but, to rent a private plane from Tampa to L.A. and back is probably about $60,000.
No, it's at least 25, 30.
I'm talking round trip.
Yeah, all day long.
Maybe 40.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would think that WWE paid for it.
Somebody had to.
So this is Hogan getting off the plane yesterday on his way to, was it where the Lakers play?
Man, I don't know. There's a lot of arenas out there.
There is. In LA, how many arenas are they got? The place where I think the Clippers play?
Yeah.
And then they got the Staples
Dome
where do the Lakers play? It used to be the Staples Center, right?
Yes.
I think it's still, I don't know if they call it that, but I think it's still Staples, yeah.
Okay.
Still that area.
Now, is that where they had this event?
I think so, because it's the Intuit Dome.
All right, so yeah, I think they've gone from Staples to Intuit.
Staples can't afford that.
I don't even think Staples is around anymore, is it?
There's a couple of them.
Where do you get your office supplies?
Staples.
I don't even get office supplies.
You have a bunch of sticky notes over there.
People send them to me.
Oh.
Amazon. I get everything from Amazon. If I can get it at Amazon, I get it. That means I don't got to go to the store.
Right. That's why
isn't that way? Isn't that pretty much everybody? I mean, Lummy, do you? If you don't need something this very minute, and you need something like that, you're gonna maybe, let's say something you're gonna do for the house,
Amazon,
and it's next weekend. Don't you go to Amazon?
Of course I do. It's cheaper than everywhere.
And so here's Hogan.
The Clippers play there, by the way.
So this is this from Hogan's? It's hashtagged or it's.
Oh yeah, it's from Hogan.
At WWE, at WWE on Netflix, at The Real American Beer, and at Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South. Do you think Hogan has a social media guy that just follows him around?
No, I think he says, I could do this, brother. Watch this.
I think it's his son.
That is a citation, too, by the way.
You think it's Nick?
Yeah. Nick was with him last night.
Oh, okay.
He was on
At Raw Netflix, greatest tag team partners of all times. I've been with the big ones. Tagged up with Andre. Had the tag titles myself. Tagged up with Macho Man. But Netflix, Monday Night Raw, and guess what? Real American Beer teamed up. Doesn't get any stronger than that, brother. At Raw Netflix.
So that's the lead up. That's Hogan just landing in LAX, getting ready for the event on Netflix, Monday Night Raw that night.
So I sent
that's the appetizer.
I sent you his story. So it kind of leads up to the whole entire California thing. If you wanted to, it's 3 videos.
All right, so this is it right here.
That's the third one. If you want to go back a little bit, he shows him driving to the private airport.
Okay, here we go. Okay, perfect. Let me see if I can get some sound on this.
Tampa Air Center bouncing out to L.A. for a 22.
All right, let me see here.
That jet costs $4 million.
Headed to Tampa Air Center, bouncing out to L.A. for a 22-hour day.
Is that the FBO over by International Mall?
Yes, it is.
On Netflix tonight with, you know what? Bang, bang, bang. Get geared up, brother.
I don't think that's a citation. I think it's
a citation based on the stripes and the shape of the windows and the size of the plane. It's absolutely a citation. XL.
Raw Netflix.
It's a big citation.
Yeah, it's a citation. It's a Cessna Citation XLS. 560.
Partners of all times. I've been with the big ones. Tagged up with Andre. Had the tag titles myself. Tagged up with Macho Man. But Netflix, Monday Night Raw, and guess what? Real American Beer teamed up. Doesn't get any stronger than that, brother.
Real American Beer, baby! Get you some!
So there
How
you go.
far can he walk without help?
There's Larry Plummer. That's my Instagram. I don't know. I haven't.
Sometimes he looks crippled. Sometimes he looks like he can walk a mile. I don't get it.
Lummy, here is these. This is from a non-WWE site. And so this is the real audio and the real reaction.
Yeah, they don't show all the fans standing up and singing along.
And so this is unedited, undoctored, unsound, like unenhanced. This is the raw feed.
This is from the Intuit Dome.
From a guy that from a person that was like one of these dudes right here on the railing. That's where this comes from. This particular feed. I'm going to show you other feeds, but I'm going to show you this feed too. And this surprises me. This really does.
Really?
But let's not forget, didn't he get booed or Rhett?
I was there.
Didn't he get, or Lummy? Didn't he, when they had WrestleMania at the Ray J? Right?
Every time he grabbed the microphone, they booed him.
They had him and Titus O'Neil, and they were putting Titus over.
They would cheer for Titus, and the minute Hogan would try to say something, went right to boo.
Titus is a nice guy, though, and has been nothing but a pillar of the community for Tampa Bay.
Titus is just the salt of the earth.
He's a really great guy.
He's just a really good dude.
Mm-hmm. He comes to our box all the time.
I know he was just there this past weekend.
Goddamn big.
I know.
God damn, he's big.
You listen. Remember the one time Sap got a little squirrely, and it was Pat. Who was it? Maroon.
Maroon
It was
there.
Pat
He was ready
Maroon.
to kill him.
Is his name Pat Maroon?
Pat Maroon.
Is that his name, Seth?
Yes.
Yeah, Pat Maroon. And he's he's not a pussy.
He's a goon in hockey.
Right.
He's not afraid of any human being.
Right.
He literally says, "I'm not afraid of anyone."
He's told me. Well, I saw him at the Tampa Tarpons Yankees game when I was using your seat stand, and he was just like a couple rows behind me. And when I went up to get something to drink, he went with me, and we're talking, and I'm like, good to see you again, and we were reminiscing about what happened at the box. It was after the box situation, and I said, man, Sap, he goes, let me tell you something. I could probably get my ass kicked. Sap could maybe kick my ass, but I have the mentality of playing hockey for so long that I will take on anybody. Now, I may get my teeth knocked out, but I'm going to try like hell. He goes, that's my mentality.
He's not afraid of anyone.
We were in the Diaco box. Sap started getting loud, and Pat Maroon and Titus. And Titus kind of started bowing up a little bit because they were both sticking up for Rob Elder.
Right.
Sap was getting all over Elder.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it's half Rob's box.
Mm-hmm.
It's half Diaco, half Rob. They split it. So Rob is,
an owner of the box.
Right, slinging D. You might, and that's when Joe was alive. You might as well be having heat with Joe. That's the same, the same level that Rob Elder is.
Mm-hmm.
Sap starts getting all over Elder. Elder turns around and looks at Maroon, and Maroon looks at Titus, and they were really going.
They started walking up, and what Sap did? Left. Like a little bitch.
Sap left.
Like a little bitch.
He left. Best thing to happen to Warren Sapp, and this comes from Ty J, and I also spoke to Dion, is Dion. Dion has got Sapp on the straight and narrow.
Good.
Because, listen, here's the deal. Based on what Sapp has done and did, nobody was ever going to give him a chance to be, a college assistant coach. Now, college assistant coaches, they can make $500,000-$600,000 on big programs, big time programs.
Yeah.
In fact, Seth, I think Rhett, one of my sports guys, I think some of these big Alabama, Notre Dame coordinators, they're approaching.
I'm sure Chip Kelly's getting $1 million.
$1 million. Some of these really high profile guys, and so Sapp was never going to get that opportunity. No, because nobody can handle him, and nobody can. He has a little bit of a bad rap from that prostitution gimmick in Phoenix.
And Sapp has a brilliant football brain,
and
he knows football.
The one thing that Colorado, now they still need some work on their offensive line, but their defensive line was noticeably better this year and played like Sapp. The hand control. And, if you take Sapp's body of work and you take away his personality problems and some of the things that he's gotten in trouble with, if you just look at him as a player, he's one of the best ever.
One of the best ever, and could be a head coach or a defensive coordinator. Absolutely, but he gets in his own way.
I could see Sapp potentially getting a head coaching job with an HBCU team.
You think head coach? I was going to say defense coordinator.
Maybe defense coordinator.
D coordinator first.
Or I think, you know what? Wherever Dion goes, I think he takes Sapp, and Sapp's always a Dion guy.
Yeah. You know what? And that works for both of them.
It does.
Because he gets the benefits of Sapp, and I think he can talk to Sapp because
Dion
goes crazy. When Sapp goes crazy, if he has that Sapp whisper in his ear, whether it be Derek Brooks or whether it be Dion
or
Ty J or someone that he trusts and respects and maybe he's a little afraid of, like Ty J.
Sometimes Ty J had to back him down.
I know, but when he has that control, he's brilliant.
Right.
When he just goes freestyle on his own, he gets in trouble.
Right.
Stay away from the hookers and the alcohol.
Difference between Chidi Ahana and Ian Beckles. He could push Chidi around. He couldn't push Ian around. Ian would stick up for himself and say, "Bitch, I'll try my." But Chidi was a
gentleman. Chidi was a gentleman.
Chidi didn't have that edge. And
he wasn't mean
Chidi
enough.
was scared.
Well, I like Chidi, but still, he was Sapp's bitch.
But So anyway, this is Hogan's.
Still is.
This is Hogan's entrance into last night's Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And I think the response that Hogan got, which, by the way, Hogan's now All-American Beer is either a major partner or sponsor or both of the WWE. I think they're a working partner. They had ring presence. They had ring logo placement last night, right, Lummy?
Yeah, 2 spots. I sent you the.
You did?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Lummy. Boom.
Oh, no. It's going to be. Oh, crap. It went back a little bit.
It didn't. Is it this one right here?
It's one right above the trailer. The Instagram above the trailer.
Okay.
Sorry.
This is the real. Okay. Okay. And
2 spots.
Seth, that's nice placement. That's as big a logo as anything else on there.
Man, oh man, times are changing.
Right? Real American Beer, Snickers. I don't know what's the corner one. We got Cricket. Is that Fortnite? Rhett, what are
it Cricket, the cell phone Cricket?
Yeah.
That's the crowd?
Yeah.
So it's like old ladies in diapers?
No.
Cricket wireless.
It's young people with no money.
Oh, I thought Cricket was like what the old people have in their phones.
No,
what phone was that?
That's the Jitterbug.
Oh, the Jitterbug. Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Cricket, Jitterbug.
Arlene's rolling around with a Jitterbug, okay, buddy?
And Danny's got the Cricket?
Yeah, and well, Danny's rich. Only these poor people get crickets.
Okay.
All right, so I don't think the WWE, I don't think anybody, including Hogan, anticipated what he would get last night. And here it is.
Is that where you're starting getting freaked out a little bit?
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, he is.
This is what to do. He's talking to himself.
He kind of is. And Jimmy, God bless his little heart, it's like I'm gonna be I'm gonna be like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and just keep waving this American flag. If I just had a 2x4.
Maybe the troll. Who knows?
You're trolling me right now?
No, not. I'm saying the trolls would probably think. Who knows? Whatever. Do you think in his
Lummy's
mind...
getting in an argument with himself right now.
I love it. I love when he talks to himself like this.
For those scoring at home, Lummy has backed himself down and propped himself up 3 times in this one particular potential question that he's going to ask me. Go ahead. And now he's in his head and he doesn't think he should ask it.
Do you think this is one reason why Hogan obviously will
not... down, you got vodka tongue.
Do you think this is why Hogan refused to be your friend? Because when they start booing him, do you think in the back of his mind he thinks this is because of Bubba?
Maybe.
You think he's so narcissistic he can't admit this because his own lack of production and carrying off into the obscurity of old age has something to do with it?
That he keeps hanging on?
Yeah, hanger on her. I mean, my God.
I don't know. I'm sure.
It's like Jimmy Carter.
I'm sure that I am figured into the equation as to why he's not well received. Great question, by the way. Not troll-like. It's a legitimate question.
That's a good question.
It's a legitimate question. In his mind, does he think that the reason why he's not getting the near pop that he used to is because of the sex tape, and that's on me? Yeah, I would say that he would. Yes, I think that's probably in his head.
But when they initially took him out of the WWE and they took him off the all the matches and the video games and everything, wasn't it because of the N-word stuff?
But that's my fault too. That was from that tape.
But he also was caught in the jailhouse, calls with Nick saying that, wasn't he?
Yeah. But still, that none of that was nearly as publicized and sexy and distributed as my situation. Right.
Also, it could be his support for Trump in a California environment.
Well, that's probably a lot of it. I really do think that his gimmick's a little tired.
Oh, my God. It is.
I mean,
It's torture. Ew.
Social partners down the line.
Just threw up. Ew.
You might want to not wear sleeveless shirts when you're 80.
Look at that. Look at the wrinkles in his tricep. I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I've seen that on old ladies, but I've never seen it.
It's called craping, and you're very familiar with it because you fix it on people.
Aging is a privilege.
Jesus.
Now, meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum,
a real cool, real dangerous, real scary guy.
A guy that is still well received, didn't go out in any type of scandal, and is recognized as the all-time locker room leader, Mark Calloway, who I have always admired.
I've met him. He's a great guy.
He's used to live in Tampa for quite some time.
I know him. He's a great guy.
This is his. We played 2 Hogan, so it would only be fair to play others, right?
Yeah, equal airtime.
You didn't think I was gonna miss this party, did you?
Now that's a pop.
Yeah.
That's a pop.
First off, congratulations.
Looks great too, man. Looks great.
Rhea, that was a long time coming, man. She's put up with a lot of crap. It's good to see her get that title back.
You don't have cliche one-liners coming out of Callaway. Mark's just shoots you straight like he always did. Saved my ass one time at a Sundome gimmick.
The atmosphere out there is electric. Like I said, it's one party I wasn't going to miss. I don't know how many chances.
Seth, I'm telling you right now, man, they could bring him back once a year for WrestleMania if he stayed in that kind of shape.
Well, they tried it.
Chances I get to do this again. But hey, I'm glad I got to be here. It's freaking phenomenal. Netflix, baby, and Raw.
Boom. Boom.
I wonder if he gets paid to show up.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think they all do?
Oh, they all.
No, I mean, I think they probably get. Here's what I think.
Oh, that's cool. Rhea Ripley's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I think she's one hell of a worker.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing: they probably get their travel expenses paid. They probably get maybe like a $5 or $10 show up fee.
No way, Bubba. For the Netflix deal, this is huge.
Yes.
You think The Rock is getting $5? You think The Rock is taking $5,000 to go?
You know what? It comes a point where you're doing it for the business. No, these guys have made their money. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. What's $5,000 to The Rock or $5 million to The Rock? He's worth $800 million. Well,
I mean, but
the business, this business and this stage made him what he has become. So it's when you're on the level of Hogan, The Rock, Callaway, it's about giving back to the business. And so you know what they say? Pay for my private plane, pay for my my penthouse suite, give me $5 or $10,000, and I'm there. That's what they do. I mean, they don't.
I think that's crazy considering it's a $1 billion business now that's merged with UFC.
I understand, but I mean, the old timers. They're not looking for a big payday on this. They're looking to promote what got them to the dance. She is such a good character. They have really character developed her well, very well. Isn't it, Callaway is so over that all you needed to hear were 2 bells. And you know what the hell's coming.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
And they do Kid Rock, American Badass. Again, this is just to be, intellectually honest. We're playing everybody's intros, unfiltered, unenhanced. And look at that production. Is that not badass? Look at that.
It looks like the middle of the Dallas Stadium with that big giant screen up there.
Badass.
Every wall's animated.
Oh, I mean, the amount of money. Oh my God.
She's big. Look at her shoulders. She looks tough.
Kick your ass.
She'll kick your ass, Dan.
Yep.
Here he comes. The man. Hey, that's a pop.
Pat! Yeah! From one badass to another!
That's cool.
So I'm looking at just some other. Is this the Hogan one? The different one?
Yeah, this is.
Is this the enhanced one?
Yeah, it's from their broadcast.
So watch out. This is from their broadcast. Now, we saw the raw footage from a guy that was sitting in the front row railing and the reaction, so to speak. Here is what was broadcast on Netflix. And they're back there. They have they have an engineering and sound department. They have, literally 3 or 4 semi trucks full of production guys like Rhett and Macho back there mixing things and camera shots and things like that, enhancing the crowd, decreasing the boos. Listen to this. I think this is what actually Netflix put on the air. And listen to how different it was from the raw feed that we saw.
Holy hell! Holy hell!
They can throw in audience applause. They have
the announcers going crazy for him.
He looks so old. Look. I can't hear a boo.
I don't hear the booing, but I also don't hear the same kind of intensity as the Undertaker.
There's not, but they've taken the boos out. You don't hear the intensity because it's not there. I don't think they have an intensity button, but they have the take the boo button out, I think.
Hey, man.
That's the classic good guy symbol.
It's
with the flag.
Is this another one?
That's the same thing that we just watched.
Oh, that's the same thing we just watched. Yeah. Boy, from one happy face to not one so happy face. Trump's sentencing still on for Friday after judge rebuffs his push for a delay while he appeals. So next week, we'll get into this here momentarily, probably when we come back. But are they actually going to sentence him, Dan, next week for that? Next Friday.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, he becomes a president.
Mm-hmm.
So will he have that charge on him?
He already has the conviction on him. He just doesn't have the sentencing on him. And it will be overturned by appeal. And so the judge knows it. The judge is trying to do one last kick in the teeth before he's inaugurated as president. This was done nothing but to shame him.
How do they know it's going to be? How do they know he's going to win the appeal?
Because
has High Karate walked in yet?
Yes, he's walking in now. I can't see him because he's wearing camo.
I can't smell him either.
Give it a sec.
He's just wearing deer piss. He's going hunting with Fabrizio later.
In your Bubba Army camo shirt.
Nice. Now, do they know for a fact that he's going to win on appeal?
There's a very good chance.
He'll appeal all the way. First of all, he should win on the New York's appeal. If he doesn't, then he'll win on the Supreme Court appeal. Yes, he'll win. I'm 100% certain. I'm calling it.
So is this a judge just trying to make a name for himself?
Yes.
Saying, listen, you know what? I want to sentence this guy next Friday for some. Now, what are the sentence if he wasn't going to be the next? If he had lost the presidency or he was just regular Donald Trump not running for president, what are the what would he be facing?
They would have never even charged him. It's the first time anyone's been charged with anything like this.
I know
I think it was up to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? Is anybody predicting what the judge may give him?
No, the judge said it. He said, I'm not putting him in jail and I'm not fining him.
Correct.
He's going to put him on probation, but he wants to have that moment where he sentences him to 3 years of probation.
So the judge has already said no jail.
No fine.
No fine.
So why are we even doing this?
Yeah.
Exactly. The whole thing was a witch hunt, just like the Georgia case, just like the Arizona case, just like the Florida case, just like the D.C. case. It was all for public shaming, was trying to weaken Trump, and instead, like Godzilla, he just got stronger and stronger.
So does he have to actually be in that courtroom next Friday?
No.
He doesn't, Jay?
No.
For the sentencing?
I don't believe so.
Are you sure?
I thought he did.
He can send his J. Diaco in there?
For sentencing?
They're not going to put him before the inauguration and before that judge. He's not going. It's not happening. They want to be able to say, Bubba, that he's a 34-time convicted felon. First time a convicted felon has been inaugurated. And then I do believe it will be reversed on appeal for a number of reasons, some relating to the immunity and some relating to the tic-tac BS charges that this judge and this DA allowed to permit it to go.
Does it get appealed first on the state level? And if it doesn't, and if for some reason he doesn't win the appeal on the state level, it then goes, because he's the president, he can take it to the Supreme Court, or because it's a state charge, he cannot take it federal?
It's a very complicated situation, and it depends if it's a state question or a federal question. So as it relates to whether or not there was a statute of limitations for this BS charges when they tried to relate it to something before, it was past the statute of limitations. That's a state charge. Whether or not he has presidential immunity, that's a federal issue. And so there's two overlapping issues that are being litigated at the same time. And he's trying to say, get to the end, guys. I got immunity. You guys should have never had Hope Hicks come in. You should have never had Stormy Daniels come in. All these witnesses were not only prejudicial to the case against him, but they were also impermissible with the immunity laws, because you're not supposed to be able to get into the motives. It's a very complicated thing, but it should be appealed on two reasons: state charges and federal charges, I believe. But the bottom line is first. The judges said, it's like basically like we're going to give it a no contest kind of thing. We find him guilty of it, but we're not going to charge him in any way, shape, or form.
But he'll have those 34 hanging on him, won't he?
Right. Until he can appeal it. And so the whole idea was he strategically did it. Trump doesn't even have enough time to file a response to the motion and have a ruling on it before the 20th.
Could very well be, as he puts his hand on the Bible on the 20th and becomes our 47. He becomes our 47th president. He was 45. 46 was Joe. 47 is Don again. As he becomes our 47th president at was it like noon or 1 o'clock on Monday, something like that. It could very well be he's got 34 felonies hanging on him in New York.
Yep. And you know it's BS because they're not charging him.
Is he going to have an ankle bracelet on or something?
No, that's the whole thing, Bubba. It's so not serious that despite all these convictions.
He has a gold ankle bracelet.
You know, he's about to borrow it from Dan.
And then every time he flies out of town, he has to report with his PO officer.
Exactly.
Just want to let you know it's Donald Trump. I'm hanging out at Mar-a-Lago. I know I'm not supposed to call my PO officer.
Going to my winter White House.
There's such egregious charges. He's such a danger to the community that they convicted him 34 felonies.
34 felonies.
And they're giving him 0 jail time and 0 fine. That's how nonsensical this is, Bubba. It's a witch hunt.
And at the same time, Alan Bragg has just let out this guy that tried to kill somebody on the subway a few days ago. He's been arrested 80 times in the last 4 years.
Hold on, is the subway killer out?
There's a different guy. Another time over the last 4 or 5 days, there's been 2 more very significant incidents: a stabbing and someone pushing someone off onto the rail.
That person didn't die, though, at least.
No, right. But that person who pushed the person onto the rail 80 times has been arrested. They don't have that person in jail, but they're gonna highlight this one. First time paper crime.
So
no victim.
If he doesn't get the appellate issued from New York, then he does have the ability to go to the Supreme Court, or no? Or could he just be a 34, that he's got this 34 count felony, probationary gimmick on him in New York all throughout his presidency, and it doesn't really matter, but it's still, procedurally still there. If he would lose on the appellate issue in New York.
I think that's when the other issue becomes ripe and it becomes a federal question, and now they can decide whether or not this particular conviction should have been upheld based on the presidential immunity.
And he can't pardon himself because it's not a federal crime, it's a state crime.
No, but Hochul could.
Arguably, though, he could pardon himself from the federal part of the state crime, which would destroy the state crime as well.
Oh, that's interesting, Don.
He could actually pardon himself for the part of the part of the crime that they say is the federal part. Because what they tried to do, Bubba, is they did this really novel, never done before, unprecedented twist of trying to incorporate a state into a federal charge. And that's how they were able to get it into state court in New York. They had a little federal part of the crime, which they didn't even define in the jury instructions.
Correct.
And then they did it on the state crime because the state had the statute of limitations availability. So when he goes to the Supreme Court, he can have that federal question answered.
So he does have the power.
So
he has the power to pardon himself on the federal portion
which
of
makes
the state, which absolutely guts the state charge.
Dan.
Yes, because the state crime had a federal aspect to it. So if he pardons himself in the federal part, it falls apart.
It's January 21. I just want to let you know I'm pardoning myself on the federal part of the New York State deal, which then guts their case. Nice knowing you. Good try. See you later.
That's what I would do. Day one, I'd pardon all the J6 guys that didn't do anything that hurt someone physically. And then I would also pardon myself from any of the federal crimes that they alleged took place.
Then I give myself a Medal of Honor.
Hell yeah.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
lunch.
Oh, okay. So you can stay.
only 8:30, right?
I thought we were 9. No, we're 8:30.
I'm just getting our milkshake.
See you, dude.
Thank you.
All right,
Just get my
Dan.
milkshake.
Bye, Dan.
All right, see you next Monday.
Geez, I'm gonna open up my gift right now. Oh, this is clever. That's sick. Does this pen actually work? Do you think someone would get triggered if I brought this to a deposition, Bubba, this pen?
Oh, no, you don't need to be doing that.
How fucking funny would that be? Ah! Thank you, Sister Tease. I love it. Dan, you think I could bring this to court for a depo? Or for a trial? Leave it on the table like this.
Yeah, that's a big, right out.
Throw me right out.
Right the fuck out.
Get out, Teledan. I'm a vacation. That
You
thing
know,
is awesome.
most presidents are worried about a second term, and that's why they don't do their pardons until late in their presidency. He'll do his on day one. He doesn't have to worry about a second term.
Cool.
The Cobra?
Yeah, a little Cobra for the
That's
best.
awesome.
Isn't it? And then the
It's heavy.
It
Paperweight.
is. Super cool. Thank you. That's awesome.
Do you know why that case looks like that, Jay? It's the
Thank you,
Pelican case.
Justin Leslie.
That's the Pelican. That looks like the Pelican case that the Barrett 50 caliber comes in.
I just looked at the case and I love it already. It looks tactical. It's so cool
It's
looking.
the tactical.
Yeah, I love it.
For the,
I love it. Thank you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. That's super cool.
Hello, sir. I have COVID. I should go home, right?
No.
Okay.
You got COVID?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
Just can't taste it. Just can't taste anything. You're lethargic and
fevers.
Want to lay down.
Just anytime I'm sick, you know, it's. Just my daughter's been coughing on me for the past 2 weeks. I figured I was gonna get something.
Well, there is a flu bug going around. A, B, and my son had B on Christmas.
Oh man.
Oh, B is
there's a new virus going around
just
too.
If you get B, it's lucky. It's just a headache and lethargy for a few days. It's not like a vomit.
Okay, good.
Because those flus suck. Do you feel more like headache and just kind of tired?
Yeah, when when I've had COVID, though, I've been really, really tired. But yeah, I don't. I'm just having a little cold. I think it's just
Well, they have these tests now, believe it or not. My wife, of course, has them. Where it tests for all three: A, B, and COVID. A, B, and C.
Man, these testing companies have really, really capitalized on just the common cold.
For sure. I mean, now that my wife's testing for flu at home, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How much did that cost? And I'm pretty sure it's just the original test set that they were doing for COVID that used to go positive for the flu. Now they're just letting you know it's the flu.
And then yeah, what do you do? Call Dan like, all right, I got this flu test says it's the flu.
Yep.
It's HMPV.
If it's flu though, Tamiflu. Get on it within 24 hours. You'll be beautiful.
Via Zoom.
It's incredible. It's like hydroxy for the flu. It's unbelievable.
Oh man.
I travel with it.
Yeah, he's doing a Zoom call.
He's doing the Zoom to the trial. Like I said.
Oh, he's gonna appear by Zoom?
Yeah.
What a dick Marshawn is. That he's
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Clem Kush about 10:30 today. And that's available, I think, Lummy, only on podcasting.
Members only on YouTube.
And then members only on YouTube with maybe a local kicker, I guess. Seth, after the show, I got to have a quick word with Jay, and then I got to go to the bathroom. So I figured 10:30, 10:40 like we did yesterday, maybe?
Yeah, that's cool. I'll go for my little stroll.
Perfect. Let me, Josh Gray, $100 on the PayPal. Thank you, my friend. It's payroll week. All at the Bubba Army. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, at the Bubba Army. 813-90-BUBBA. Hello.
Hey, good morning, Bubba. How are you?
Good, bud. Thanks.
Hey, sorry, I had to roll the window up. Hey, a couple of things. I think you need to look into if that's something that you guys can pull off is during breaks when you're on hold. Put some best stuff or something on. It's kind of a blank.
We don't have a lot of callers. You know, I don't like going to the phones a lot because it's pretty.
We'll get that fixed. That was because we had that issue in the back. I need to hook that back up so they can hear what's going on.
All right, Macho Man said you'll hook it back up.
So they can hear Hot Mike?
Oh, no, they can hear.
Yes.
Yeah, they can hear whatever. Whatever Macho Man wants them to hear. Hell, they can hear,
right.
the Jim Rome show for all they care.
Jim Rome.
So, yes, we'll work on that. Anything else, sir?
Yeah, I thought about you guys last night when Hogan came out. That was an amazing no pop that he had. I kind of think that's just karma coming back on the old man. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to say, Hogan.
And I don't wish that, and I don't wish that on him, and I feel somewhat responsible for that. And I'm sure that Terry probably thinks that when he doesn't get the pop that he used to get, that it's because of the sequence of events that I'm part of. And I get it. I'll own a portion of it, and I can understand why, he potentially will never want to be my friend.
But Bubba, that's just a part of it. Seth was right. I mean, he had a lot of other drama in his life before this episode happened.
And
he had the divorce. He had his son. He had tapes when he was talking to his son. They were trying to do Carney. I mean, he was already having a very difficult time staying relevant in the market. He tried to do NWO. He tried to do all these things. And he was not where he is.
You're right, but I was the perfect. My situation was the perfect fall guy to be able to blame all of that on. Because it's the sexiest, it's the most talked about, it's the most well known, and he got paid for it.
It's got the most staying power, unfortunately.
Right, it does, and I have a hand in that, so I can see where I will probably take the blame for the reception or lack of reception that he gets from forever.
Bubba. Michael Vick could have come out there and he would have gotten a big pop. He killed dogs. People really care about dogs. That's right. Has nothing to do with you. It has to do with him being a played out douchebag.
Anyway,
that's why he got the. That's why he got the booze, dude. He's stale. He's rotten. People are tired of his same old stuff. His beer sucks. He sucks, and he's a bad human being.
All right, thank you, Dan.
Wow.
Sir, I hope that answered your question.
That does not reflect the.
But Dan and Hulk Hogan are aligned politically.
Yeah.
Sir,
one last thing.
Yes.
Yeah. One last thing, if I could, Bub. I just wanted to say yesterday's show, you guys were talking about the girl with the DUI and how things would have changed if that would have been Lummy or anyone else, right? And I know you guys put an emphasis on getting good lawyers. And I just wanted to let everybody know out there in the Bubba Army that having Jay, Dan, Regina, Babyface, Norman Cannella. Unfortunately, I've had to use Mr. Cannella Jr. and Regina in the past 5 years of my life. I'm not real sure all the listeners really appreciate the advice that's given from you guys and everybody that's on the show and how important and how they actually do care about what's going on in the community.
I would say without a doubt, any radio show in America, nobody has aligned themselves with a better group of lawyers than this show. We have them in all shapes and sizes that can do anything you need.
But if we had asked the Dom, I mean,
no,
dream team complete.
That hack. I mean, that hack. Listen. All my lawyers are specialized in one or two particular areas. When you're Johnny, I can divorce you, and I can also get you out of a DUI. Yeah. You're kind of a
one-stop shop shingle.
Yeah. You're kind of a Better Call Sal ambulance chaser, in my opinion. All of my lawyers are either criminal, personal injury, family. They all got their lanes and their big slinging D's in their lanes. I don't have to have an all-in-one encompassing ambulance chaser. I got, very, 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 very calculated and very good attorneys. Really, I mean, think of it. I got the Diacos. I got Brian. I got Gina. I got Kevin. I got the Canellas. I got, Greg Herring. I got Todd Foster. I mean, God, just think.
That's a lineup right there.
How many lawyers does just a regular dude need?
That many and more.
Okay.
When you're Bubba the Love Sponge, you need about 9 or 10.
Gina's the best at family law. Norman Canella, as you probably experienced, you got a good outcome on whatever criminal thing he may have been working on for you with that. But
Charges completely dropped, Bubba. No props.
That's
all
right.
the way across.
He's the man.
And that isn't necessarily because you didn't deserve it. It's because of the relationships that the Norman Canellas and the Kevin Hazlets have established. You're paying for the knowledge and the relationships. That's how things get done in the legal system. For real.
I agree. And lastly, one of your lawyers, let's not forget, he does a couple other things on the side. He makes the most beautiful breasts in the world.
I said Diaco Law, and he's a part of
it.
it.
He wants to give Dan a Dr. Diaco Institute plastic surgery pop.
And out of all of my lawyers, there's only one that can put new knockers on your old lady and make you look like $1 million. So
yeah, call me 888-8-DIACOs.
You got that right. Hey, thanks again, Bubba. I don't mean to mark out. You guys are awesome. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks.
The warm line.
No, it's Macho.
Is this Macho?
Yeah, I got to put him on hold.
Oh, okay.
He's testing the phone line.
And let's not forget, Dan is synonymous with, when you say the word Diacos, everybody thinks of a really nice set of boobs. But let's not forget that Dan's got that, and Dan historically, I would say historically, Dan, up until this hair machine that you got, you were probably what, 60, 40, 70, 30 female?
90-10.
90-10. And now you really, really do have something for men.
Yes.
Like this is...
Yeah, besides lipo.
Well, yeah, of course. But not, a guy will go in and fix his bald spot before he'll get that fat taken out of his ass. I'm just telling you.
That's true.
Right?
Seems to be.
Let me tell you, I've never really endorsed anything that Dan has done just because I've never done anything in my life. But I can say this thing works. If you're a candidate for this type of hair replacement or hair transplant that Dan's offering, let me tell you something. It works. You're either a candidate or you're not. And if you're a candidate and you follow protocol and you're a 50-year-old with a little bald spot in the back of your head or you don't like where your hairline is, I can tell you, it fixes it. It's unbelievable.
Can I let out a secret? I'll let out a little secret. It works so well that after Jay saw some results from one of his friends and did some research as to where this guy got his stuff done, he got with the boss man, Steve, and said, Dan, if you don't buy it, we'll buy it for you, bitch, because you need one of these machines.
True. Facts. And then Danny did it on his own.
Am I right?
He did.
You had a friend that had this done, and you're like, Dan, it's the most amazing thing I've ever done. I've done some research. Here's the machine. Dan, go do some.
We have a couple of friends that we all are very close with, and the results are dramatic. It's unbelievable. It's like when you were, you knew a 25-year-old girl that was just missing a little something, and then all of a sudden a set of Diacos appeared and they became this. You were like, oh my God, I never knew this woman was so beautiful. It's like, you want your hairline from when you were 30? Go to Dan.
Anyway, for any dude that, man, is getting a little thin up top or just, concerned about your hair loss or your hairline, go in for a consultation. It's free.
They'll tell you if you're not a candidate.
4-8s and Diacos, 8888 4-8s and Diacos, and Dan will tell you. And this machine, I think we've had quite a few Bubba Army. Come
absolutely.
Come in there and get it done with
and they keep calling. And thank you guys for supporting me and the show.
Hello.
And the law firm.
Hey, Bob, a couple things I noticed about the Hogan deal. So,
by the way, this comes from the biggest Hogan fan in the world. So I want you to be intellectually honest and not just drink the Hogan Kool-Aid.
No. I want to tell you exactly why I think things played out the way they did. So, The Undertaker and Rock, those were surprises. Nobody knew they were coming, so that's why they got the reaction they did. Hogan was on his social all day. A Florida Vegas brother, I'll bring a real American beer to brother. Oh, my God. That's why people are fed up with him. I mean, I can't even watch Trinity Broadcasting Network. I can't even watch church on Sunday without seeing Hogan's face laughing on the commercials. So
slinging beer during church time?
This one wasn't about church. He's sitting there talking about God. But even at the end of the day, I mean, he's on every news thing talking about politics now. He's everywhere all the time, and I think people are just so sick of seeing him. So that's why he got the reaction he got. On top of that, I'm not sure if wrestling fans, the family environment, want beer sponsorship.
Stanley the Sniper, $100 for a sniper,
especially on their mat.
Great point. Thank you.
Primetime Toy, 25.
Supermark. Brian from Philly, 25 on the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Thank you so very much. But back to that original caller's point, I have been so blessed to have just such great attorneys that, basically are specialized and, are not, it's kind of a joke when you get a guy like Ask Dom that has to have a gimmick called Ask Dom and he can fix your traffic ticket, but he also can divorce you. I mean, I don't know. That's just, and that's not coming from Jay or Dan that are lawyers talking bad about lawyers. That's just me coming from kind of the cheese dick factory. It's just, I don't know.
Well, he sent me a Facebook friend request about 8 months ago, and I've been letting him sit, Bubba.
Yeah, exactly.
Daredevil, man.
He's going to have to earn it.
Send him on ice.
Prison officer filmed. Now, where in the hell?
South America.
Oh, is this in South America?
Yeah.
Oh.
Prison officer filmed having sex with inmate amidst another incident on the same day. So she's blasting inmates? And look, and she's looking like this.
She's hot.
I'm going to go out and commit a crime so that I can have, if this is rolling up into my cell at night, look at that. Prison officer filmed herself having sex with a burglar. Who calls them burglars anymore? Huh? hey, Lummy, who broke into your house last night?
A burglar.
A burglar?
The Hamburglar.
That's the only burglar that I know that's a Hamburglar. Now, if the Hamburglar broke into my house, but the bad thing about the Hamburglar is he's trying to steal my hamburger.
that may get you shot.
In his prison cell, has been jailed for 15 months after admitting having another incident with the same inmate on the same day. So she blasted the same dude twice?
She's going to jail for 15 months?
Sorry, it's in London. Sorry.
Linda Del Sosa Abreu, 30, appeared in an explicit video filmed inside the HMP Wandsworth Prison in South London. And it went viral online last year. The prison officer wearing a full uniform was filmed by another prisoner having sex. I'd like to see this video.
Is South London still South America, or are we in South London?
I think we're in South London.
I think we're like in the United Kingdom.
Geographically.
Yeah, it's the UK.
Sentencing her, the judge in the recorder of the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea said a fellow prisoner who was not named filmed. Now, hold on. Wouldn't the fellow prisoner be in just as much trouble for having a filming device? I mean, I don't think you're supposed to have a cell.
While smoking weed.
Yeah.
This
Hold
prison
on.
is the best ever.
Yeah, this is.
Where is this jail?
Me, Jimmy, and the Diacos are going to this prison.
This is not Rikers
smoking
Island.
weed and getting laid. She was not named. Filmed the fling on an unauthorized phone while appearing to smoke cannabis. Where's the warden on this deal?
What a party.
Was this a P. Diddy party?
P. Diddy needs to have these correction officers. The recording lasts 4.5 minutes. You participated with evidence of enthusiasm.
That's what the judge said.
The second prisoner recorded events and provided a commentary by the way of encouragement, saying, "Guys, we made history. This is how we live at Wandsworth, bruh. And you know you are a gangsta." Yeah. Anyway,
what was she charged with?
Judge Edmonds said Abreu had also admitted to 2 other sexual liaisons with this dude, a convicted burglar, one of which was accidentally recorded on her body-worn camera. So she's horny. One was performing oral on the same prisoner on a separate occasion on the same day, an event party recorded by accident on your prison-issued body-worn camera. The other was on a previous occasion of a sexual intercourse by the same prisoner. That's the luckiest prisoner ever.
Mm-hmm. How many times would Judge Clem review those videos?
A lot.
You got to make sure this evidence is authentic.
Then I give her probation to show up and do lawn work at my house for the next year.
So she was married.
Look how hot she is.
She was married.
Yeah, but this is her booking photo.
Well, she's 6 months.
That's glammed, and that's what?
Well, she's 7 months pregnant.
Oh, they put her on. She's pregnant.
No, hold on. Is she pregnant by the prisoner?
They haven't said, but yeah, she's 7 months pregnant. She's married, but obviously the timeline could be either her husband or him.
She's married. She's blasting a prisoner, and she's pregnant, and they don't know who baby daddy is. Now, can they go in during when the baby is a fetus and get DNA from Dan? Can they go in?
Yes, but the problem is it can trigger a miscarriage or a premature rupturing of the membranes, and so it's a high risk.
They have to do it through amniocentesis.
So it's just easier if once the baby's popped out.
Yes.
For you to swab up the baby and get it that way. Hello, who's this? Hello? You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, John from Dover. Listen, just one quick thing you might want to think about the trailer part of transportation for BARP, because all year you've been encouraging the women to dress to the nines, and you might want to think about them getting in the trailer with hay.
Hay doesn't hurt anything. It's not greasy hay. It's just hay. Maybe we'll put little blankets on it. Little
that'll work.
Yeah, there you go.
Most hay rides have those in case it gets cold.
Yeah, little blankets. I got a stack full of Bubba Army blankets upstairs, my friend.
Nice.
Perfect.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, thanks again.
God, I can't wait for the end of the show. I got to poop so bad.
Oh no, you're not going to shart, are you?
I've had a couple close calls to sharting.
Oh no.
McDonald's. I gotta go into words, but we'll come back with now. When McDonald's is kind of like McDonald's, like they set the precedent of the American way sometimes. Like McDonald's. If McDonald's is doing it, it's got to be right. Right? I mean,
I do look to McDonald's, as a leader in a lot of.
I look at him as a beacon of leadership.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When times are tough, there's no one else to look to. It's Ronald.
I mean,
That's my role model.
Can anybody tell me right now of any more successful food franchise in our lifetime?
Nothing that's more Americana than McDonald's when you go around the world now.
Coca-Cola, but you talk about restaurants?
No, I'm talking about restaurants. I'm talking about restaurants. As far as, restaurants and their growth and how many there are and how long they've been around.
McDonald's is the king.
They're everywhere.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so when they establish something or they do something, I think it's kind of a litmus test of what America is feeling, needing, or they
got their finger on the pulse.
How many people do they employ internationally? I mean, they must employ millions and millions and millions of people.
And in order to be as successful, they just aren't successful because they're successful because they know how to market. Mm-hmm. They're successful because they know how to R&D and come up with new stuff. They're successful because they have great training mechanisms set in place to advance good people to management. They do their due diligence when it comes to restaurant placement, what corner to put it on. They just from probably their where we put a new location department to what new food item to everything in between, McDonald's seems to have their act together pretty well.
Well, in our lifetime, it went from 1 million hamburgers sold to 1 billion.
Yeah.
In the time that we've been on this planet.
I think their next sign's going to be, you know what, we don't even, like, it's too, like, whatever.
And if you really think about it, they didn't need woke DEI policies to employ minorities. They were probably one of the highest employers of minorities before any of these BS DEI policies came out.
Well, when McDonald's says we're going to start rolling back our DEI policies, that shows you how much of a knee-jerk, monkey see, monkey do DEI policy was with the administration that came in. It was a fad, is all it was. Because if McDonald's says we don't have to have woke DEI policies to hire the good people anymore, then it's official. It's more official than the Supreme Court, McDonald's is. We'll talk about that next.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Not very banana-y.
Not very or very?
Not.
Really chocolatey.
That's what it is.
Too much
Powder.
Yeah, too much chocolate powder. You guys have a great day.
See you, Dan.
You too, Daniel.
Thank you.
Hero.
Oh, man.
All right. What's up? Reaganomics. Bubba Show, how can I help you? Oh, okay, hold on, please. Order some break. What's up? Feels good out there, huh, Seth?
What's that?
Feels good out there, huh?
It does. It's a little chilly.
Windows open tonight.
Oh, God.
Windows open. What is it, Lummy?
It's going to be 40 something.
39.
Oh, my God.
38 in some places. Around Tampa. Thomas Gilson, good morning.
Oh, fuck, man.
Jason Camos.
Back if you can't see me. The big lunger, the Thomas Gilson. Good morning, everyone who I missed. How's everybody doing?
Jay, I threw a couple of presents.
Yeah, I saw them. Thank you.
Yeah, they're
awesome.
They've been back on the stage for a while.
Thank you. Did you touch them with your sick hands?
I'm just kidding. Long ago.
Enough time for it to have died on the
Yeah,
surface.
you know I'm always sanitized.
I'm just totally teasing.
But yeah.
You do not look like you feel well, honestly.
Thank you.
You should seriously talk to Dan about having a Tamiflu sent in if you think you may have it. If you get on it within the first 12 hours, it fucking goes away.
It just feels like I have like a cold. It's just like I don't like the coughing and stuff. It's not like normally a symptom I have.
Well, that shit works. It is literally a medical antidote to the flu.
And it's Tamiflu's not
It's called Tamiflu, yeah. I travel with it everywhere for 20 years. Whenever I go international surfing, I travel with Tamiflu.
That's awesome.
Camper Scott, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's how I met the
Somebody sent me this sex video of this chick. I can't get it to open. It's a bunch of spam.
I love it.
Yeah, shows you that.
What, the prisoner?
Yeah, but as soon as you hit it,
it's gonna be a virus.
What's up, group?
Yeah, I gotta get rid of it.
Well, yeah, it's you have to. Jesus Christ!
I gotta get rid of it. See how fast I got.
Well, you have to hit it a certain way. You have to close the ad.
As soon as I see it, I get rid of it.
I know. Yeah, no, I understand.
I'm afraid.
The FBI's not really taking over your phone.
No, I know, but I'm afraid to.
Bless you.
They're gonna lock me up.
God bless you.
Lummy sick. See, it's that time of year. We gotta shut down the BRN so we can be healthy for.
His phone's gonna be sick with that virus he just got from the.
Cantrell, what's up, buddy?
The jailhouse porn.
Jailhouse porn.
You know that judge and the bailiffs were like, "Hey, come here. I want you to tell me something. Does she look like she's enthusiastic?"
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, I had T-shirt Will, God bless his little soul, send me the porn of the female London-based detention deputy having sex.
The actual tape?
Yeah, well, Seth saw it. I got it, and then as soon as I hit on it, it like started going crazy and like going to send me to livejasmine.com, and I just instantaneously just started getting rid of it.
Yeah, that's maybe a weird link that could be phishing.
You have to kind of hit those links a certain way for them to, we'll talk.
I don't think I hit it right.
No, you didn't. You hit the wrong link because you kept getting more and more pop-ups, but we'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah. Anyway, T-shirt Will has it. If anybody wants it, get a hold of T-shirt Will. He'll get it to you. But it looked kind of, from the screenshot, she was bent over the guy's bunk bed, and he was going to town on her.
Yeah, there's still shots, so that's it.
Brian from Philly, I think I mentioned that, $25 on the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Clem and Kush today, and also I think Operation Pigmentation will be recorded today as well.
Yeah. It's going to be a great day for podcasts. We're back.
Here's the McDonald's story. I think I don't know if it reset me or not, Lummy. No, I think it did.
No, of course it did.
Of course it did. And let me, I'm holding off one like you would. I'm fighting it.
There once was
I'm fighting.
Sit on your heel.
I can't do that.
Like when you were 12. Just sit on your heel. It'll be fine.
You think I can actually sit on my heel?
You can't bend down like that?
No.
Really?
Please.
Come on, Bubba.
I would snap my knee in half.
James Fishbeck, CEO of Azoria. James, thank you so much for joining us. So you look at the S&P 500, and they did great this year, right? We're up 25%, and you're looking to pull out.
I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be too thirsty or nothing, but by financial standards, this chick is hot.
Oh, for Fox Business, yeah,
yeah.
Only that do not have DI.
By the way, Jay, can I say something?
Of course.
About your wife?
Of course.
You're a little bit scared now. So your wife is just the absolute coolest there ever was, because her and the Merch Crick were the bottom feeders of the fantasy team this year, right?
Yes.
The girls of the BRN. I think Susan. I don't know who won.
Yeah, Susan. I don't know if she won, but it was Susan.
Her,
and
Wizzy, Trickney, and Ashley. I think
Merch Crick and my
Heather
wife
might have won.
I think in the four finalists it might have been Wizzy, Ashley, Trickney, and Poitras.
Yeah.
I know that Kendall and
Krista and Romina
and
Erica.
Romina and Erica are the bottom feeders.
We're easy money, Bubba.
Yeah.
Make sure you invite them in.
So, our apartment really isn't conducive to having, like a big get together. So the loser, the person that finishes last, has to host their little wine time with they have a little party, the girls do. And last year, Candle hosted it, and obviously Jay and Candle have a home that's conducive to hosting something like that. Well, I don't have a home conducive to that, so poor little God bless her little soul. Candle reached out to Merch Crick because Merch Crick finished last. Or either her and Candle tied for last.
No. Thank God. My wife wasn't DL for once.
So we were last.
By a hair.
Merch Crick was last by a game. And so it's the responsibility of Merch Crick to throw the party. So Merch Crick, I guess they're all on this thread. Ashley and Wizzy and Susan and Romina and Candle and Krista, they're on this little thread. And they're figuring out, they're like, hey, Merch Crick, you got to have the party and everything. And Merch Crick's like, what am I going to do? I'm like, well, I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe we can have it at Tara's house or something. I don't know. And so Candle reached out to Merch Crick and said, hey, if you want to have it at my house, I'll help. So I told Merch Crick to tell Candle, Erica will pay for everything, like whatever they decide to cater and drink and whatever these chicks do. And Candle offered your guys' home to host it. And that was and it was completely out of the blue. And it was just so nice. She's so nice. And can you tell her thank you?
I sure will. I'm blessed to have a wife that's an amazing mom who's I still think is incredibly hot and skinny and still sweet.
No matter what you think, that's the facts, Jack. I don't care what you think.
Well, I should say I'm blessed to have a wife who is still hot and skinny, and she puts time into it. I mean, you got to put time into being healthful.
She's a cowgirl too,
for sure.
She's a cowgirl. So anyway, Candle, thank you, and the Merch Crick really, hopefully she does better next year so she doesn't have to finish last. But
it'll be one of the two anyway. We'll be hosting it next year at my house.
Weren't you running her team?
No, I was not. I helped her.
Me either.
I helped her, but obviously it didn't do. I mean, you
sure you weren't behind her Aaron Rodgers pick that she rode with for 11 weeks?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I told her. Listen. Early in the year, when they were drafting, her first pick was the Wilson guy.
Garrett Wilson?
No, I think her first pick was A.J. Brown.
Okay.
And then her second pick was Wilson. And then, naturally, then her third, then I think her second pick might have been Kelsey. And by all indications, he had a crappy year this year. Did he not? Fantasy-wise?
Yeah.
Usually he was,
I mean, you're going to put it all on Kelsey? You're going to blame Taylor Swift next? I mean, why don't you just accept responsibility that the team sucked and you were the GM pulling the puppet strings?
All right. Got me.
Thank you.
Well, my wife had McCaffrey before he was injured for the majority of the season.
Yeah.
So it looked like a good pick at the beginning of the season.
It was a great pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was like the most sought after person. I think by most fantasy standards, Lummy, I think that like if you could get McCaffrey early on, you should grab him.
She was feeling pretty good about herself early on in the season.
He's a 12, 14 touchdown guy when he's not tweaked.
That's right.
So anyway, Candle, thank you so much, and don't think that you're paying for any of it. Merch Crick will pay for it.
Yeah, right.
We're just you just host. Thank you, and you're just so cool, and you are hot, and you are skinny, and Jay is very lucky, and thank you.
James Fishbeck, CEO of Azoria. James, thank you so much for joining us. So you look at the S&P 500, and they did great this year, right? We're up 25%, and you're looking to pull out companies that do not have DEI. So do they have a better return than a 25%? Because I'm looking at this, and this looks like a pretty good investment to me.
I love this guy's response because he's like, the companies that were DEI, they had 12% growth. And the companies that didn't lean so much on DEI and the S&P 500, they had an overall return of about 30%. Yeah. So if we throw out the DEIs in 12, it's going to make the S&P even that much stronger.
Yeah, well, that makes her question stupid and ill-informed.
Right.
On Fox.
Well, Madison, good afternoon and Merry Christmas. You're absolutely right. It's been an incredible year for the S&P 500. The notable reason why is because the markets were anticipating President Trump's historic victory and all of the great policies that will come from that. I believe that we're at the start of a golden...
Does this guy got a Nick Hogan feel about him?
Nick Diaco feel.
Nick Diaco feel?
He does.
He does have a Nick feel, does he not?
He sure does.
By the way, Nick Diaco, I am so sorry to besmirch your great Nickness by messing up the wrong last name.
Nick Hogan? In just about a month's time.
Yeah, if you're Nick Diaco, you're the farthest thing from a Nick Hogan. You're responsible. You're smart. You're going to be rich one of these days. I was told by an insider that he might end up being the richest Diaco of all.
Possibilities for sure. Absolutely.
For real.
He's come up with a patent design for a material that is stronger and lighter than carbon fiber, Bubba. And he patented it when he was 18 years old.
And the government's all over it.
Correct.
The S&P is up about 30% this year, but the truth is that if you remove stocks like Starbucks, which are only up 12% over the past, say, 5 years where the S&P is up over 100%, what you mechanically do is you remove these losers and you end up delivering, we hope, a higher return profile for those folks who want to invest in the best and brightest companies that are hiring the best and brightest Americans and not apologizing for it.
Well, James, as you...
There you go. Hiring the best and brightest Americans and not apologizing for it. Not having a template to say that, you got to be an African-American woman that identifies as a man with lipstick, and you have to hire that person over, Todd Clem and just a regular white dude.
Right. So what most people don't realize is what he's talking about is the Dow Jones is comprised of 30 companies. Hand-picked companies.
Right.
And so when we look at the Dow Jones industrial increase and decreases, you have to consider what are the companies contained within that 30-company box. And what he's saying is, let's replace some of these 30 companies with some of these non-DEI companies that actually have a better return rate because it's merit-based and not DEI-based.
And these DEI companies are bringing down the stats.
Correct. They would be better than 25%.
Right.
No, these companies didn't get involved in DEI just because they want to be nice guys. A lot of them did it because they thought that made sense. If you're selling to people...
No, not true.
If you're selling to people, you want the best people. That's it. You only want the best people. Not the best weirdos, not the best of anybody that fits inside of a box, just the best. You know what the box is? The box is people. Not weird people, not black people, not Hispanic people, not transgender people, not gay people, just people, which could be all of those people and more.
A particular race or of a particular ethnic group, whatever you want to call it.
And DEI was chocked full of categories that were given priority over just the best person. Because if that best person was a straight white male, he didn't get hired. He didn't get hired. He did not meet DEI qualifications for the most part.
When you look at the Biden administration, the way in which they chose their cabinet picks and made sure that they were checking boxes off versus what Trump did, trying to make sure he had qualified people, Trump ended up with a third women. 33% women. And I never once heard, I need a woman in the AG position. Let's get Pam Bondi. I need a woman in this position. He just looked for merit-based people, and so anyone who's
might have
conservative,
messed up with Matt Gaetz a little bit.
Well, that's okay though, because it was almost like a diversion. Look over here, and he's going to start nominating all these people over here. But my point is that when you look at the way the Republican Party is being directed now, it's merit-based, and you still have women and minorities and black and brown people rising to the top because they're the best at their game. And so if you don't look at people with color or race or gender or sexuality or any of these boxes that you're talking about, you'll get the best American citizens to do the job.
It makes sense to have people in the company that are part of it to try and reach those
Shut up.
customers and better perhaps understand
Idiot.
those.
And this is Fox News, guys. Out of all your customers, most of your customers are just regular Americans, not weirdos.
No, and they probably fit in one of those boxes. Right. Do any of us care about those boxes?
No.
Customers. So are we not chasing our tail here if we're trying to eliminate these?
I think we've reverse engineered business in the fact that why worry about what our customers' composition is, and why not just put the best personnel to give the best service to the customers that come, because we're offering the best people to manufacture or to make whatever we're in business and doing. We got the best people doing it, which will attract a lot of customers.
Well,
instead of trying to identify what our customers are and hire people like our customers, let's just come up with some kick-ass employees that make a kick-ass product, because everybody's going to want it, regardless of what you are.
These companies, I mean, there's some positive to it. Would you concede to that?
No.
Well, Jeff, it's a really interesting point. And what I would say to that is that opposing DEI is not opposing diversity. Just like opposing arranged marriage is not opposing the beauty of sanctity of real marriage. We are against forced diversity. We are against, at Azoria, something called the DEI hiring quota. Best Buy has one. They say that 1 in 3 new corporate hires have to be BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color. Autodesk says that 25% of women in software roles must meet that criteria. And so what we say is, look, women and Black Americans are more than capable of being qualified to earn a seat at the table. Look at the U.S. women's gymnastics team, for example, Jeff. There's no hiring quota that says we need a Black woman, and yet we have the incredible Simone Biles just absolutely scoring it big for the United States in Paris. And then you have no quota for an Asian American, and we have Sunny Lee absolutely dominating on the floor.
Well, I don't know if you could necessarily equate American women's gymnastics to American business. I think that's a pretty stupid analogy.
And so opposing DEI, forced DEI, is not the same as opposing diversity.
Pulling back on DEI, Boeing, Harley, Lowe's, Caterpillar.
Americans from all walks of life can and do have the skills to bring these companies and enter the golden era with a new level of prestige and greatness.
So, Bubba, what there was in when we were younger, maybe 10, 15 years ago, a corporation had a fiduciary duty to its shareholders to be profitable. And recently they put in this DEI and this ESI scores and these environmental scores internationally. And now the companies, they have literally tried to shame companies who are about trying to make profit for their shareholders, which is what the duty is of a CEO or whoever's managing a
so when
publicly
you're a
traded
CEO
corporation.
or the head of a whatever, and you report back to your board or your shareholders, you're like, listen, profits weren't like what we thought they were going to be, but man, our DEI score's way up there, buddy.
Right. Woo! And that was never taken into consideration before. It was, what's our ROI? What's our return on investment?
Right.
How are you doing as our CEO? How are we profitable? Are we not? What's your duty to the shareholders, and have you fulfilled it?
You are a big...
No, but
this
our
is
DEI
different.
number, we hired a lot of Black lesbians.
fan of Doge. Elon and Vivek have their work cut out for them for sure, but they seem ready to scale back and fix things up. One of the tasks on their plate, and I know you've met with Vivek and talked about some of these issues, is how Doge can eradicate DEI, because to a certain degree, we've got to get it out of the government. We've got to get it out of everything for it to be able to come out of the consciousness of America.
That's exactly right, Jackie. And I think Vivek put it best. Meritocracy is a condition for efficiency. If you want the most efficient government, you have to hire the best and brightest Americans from all walks of life. And so when the federal government has grants, as the Department of Education do, conditioned on race, when you have grants from the Department of Agriculture conditioned on the race of the farmer, what you end up doing is creating a bureaucratic nightmare that creates racial animosity and is just not as efficient that we need to be able to run the government under. And so I completely support Doge in that effort. They've begun to expose that publicly on X, and we're at the beginning of what Doge will do is bring meritocracy back to the federal government and all the benefits that come with that meritocracy.
Man, I got to tell you before I go to words, things about to get interesting. I mean, with Elon and Ramaswamy and the Tom Holmans, and the Proud Boy guy, was looking for a pardon. He got sentenced to 22 years. Well, Trump wants to take over Greenland and Canada. I mean, you may not agree with everything, but things are about to get way less sleepy than they are now, man. Biden can't even sing happy birthday. Did you guys see that yesterday?
Hilarious.
Poor guy.
And he got mad and said, I've known more world leaders than any of you GDP. He's so on the edge of just.
I'm just so glad he's gone.
In the grave.
I'm so glad that he's gone. And even if it would have been, I'm just glad he's gone. And even if Kamala had won, it would be way better than this. Way better. I mean, Kamala can sing happy birthday and not forget the words. That's better.
Maybe.
We got that and a few other things. I mean, there's a Britney Spears biopic.
Yeah, coming out.
Is she going to be in it?
She's going to be behind the scenes, I guess, but making sure that it's done
Are they going to show
correctly.
you like how absolutely bat-ass crazy she is?
We see her biopic every time she posts on Instagram.
Yeah, right.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
You okay, Bubba?
I'm gonna try to go do real fast.
I was gonna say, you're breathing it out.
Tell me if I'm not there. Get me in.
Yes, sir. All right, Jay.
You already know that means you got to get up there.
It's your time. No, Jay, it's your time.
Is it my time to work the board?
Yeah, get on it.
All right.
You know what you're doing, right?
Oh yeah, I know where all the buttons are. I didn't see that one yet. Shane sign. I said, where she didn't say the Pledge of Allegiance correctly. I wonder if I can find that real quick. Oh, I need to pee too. Oh, come on. Was it the Pledge of Allegiance, maybe? Oh yeah, it was the Pledge of Allegiance. I see it, Steve. Thank you, Napa Mike. I'll do my best. I don't think that flag's flying very high anymore, K-Dog. That flag was flying inside the White House for the last 4 years, though, I'll tell you that. What's up, Paul Rogers? How you doing, buddy? Happy New Year, Highway 73.
Elon?
He just ran out somewhere real quick.
It's creeping through the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shot, you got that.
What's that?
But it's not back.
What's up, Ned? His herbs.
You want me to sit here?
Yeah, I mean, I could get on board if you want. If you wanna.
He may take an extra minute. He's backing one out. He's doing a digital download, backing one out, so he may need a little help.
So we sit at our seats, but I just have nachos. I mean.
Okay, yeah, if he wants
Want to get on there, Macho? All right. Are you starting his back up?
I don't know if he's going to get it in time though, FJ Bar.
Here he comes. All right.
Camper Scott.
Nope.
What's wrong?
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Did I just make it? I had 14 seconds, Lummy.
9.
And that was only one round.
You nailed it. Yeah, Jay came in, said you were, it was coming through the wall.
Yeah, well, I sprayed, washed my hands, sprayed, then sprayed my hands.
There you go.
So, like, triple disinfectant. Whew. I need to go upstairs, though, and use that bidet. I don't quite have one as fancy as Steve does. I have the $99 one, the Tushy one that my sister bought me. But man, I feel as if, man, like if I go number 2 now, and I don't use the bidet. Is it bidet?
Yeah.
And I don't use even my cheap one. I don't feel nearly as clean because man, it really blows. It's like a power washer for your butthole.
Make sure it
is though.
I mean, it really is.
And get nice and hot too.
No, mine does not heat. Mine gets a little chilly on it.
Do they just hook it up to the cold water?
It just hooks it up to the water source. Yeah. I don't even have the hot one. I just got the straight. But even
on a day like today, is it like really cold because the water's cold?
I'll know here soon because I'm gonna go up there. Because I hooked it up. I didn't want to hook it up down here because I was just afraid people would.
Danny'd be on it all day.
No, but Steve, on the other hand, I don't think you or Danny has one like Steve.
No, we don't.
Steve has this one where I think, first of all, the seat warms up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the jet stream that blows off the high spots is warm.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't even, it's spectacular.
It automatically lifts when you walk up to it.
Yeah, it does. Did you hear me talk earlier today about Dan having the low man on the totem? Like Dan's house would be the first to go.
Yeah, and I heard yesterday he said mine was a throwaway, which is a joke.
Oh, I know yours is not, but I don't even humor him by even acknowledging when he talks bad about your stuff because you get the best of everything. You get the best car collection. You got probably the number 2 house right now. Just because
that view Steve has is the most amazing view ever.
So you got number 1 car collection, number 2 house, and probably, I mean, I'm not trying to get too up your business, but probably the number 1 savings, too.
Steve's a saver too.
Yeah, but not like you.
I've been lucky with cars, and it makes it look easy, but it's really not easy. And I've been very
it's not
lucky.
easy. Ask Dan
because he's tried too, and he's not done the same.
Yeah, I was having lunch with Steve. I don't know how long ago, and he's like, "Yeah, Dan could really learn from Jay when it comes to getting cars and not losing money on them."
It's timing. There was about a year ago when he was released from
the captivity of that SF90.
Right.
And the car was still worth more than what he paid for it.
Really?
And I was suggesting to him, hey, you just got that Sterrato, and no one really cares how many cars you have, and so why don't you just dump that one now, and you can just drive the other one. And he was really in love with the car, and I totally get that. But when you make a decision based on emotion rather than based on what's a good financial decision with the car, you're going to end up losing always.
You always have a couple exotic cars, and you never lose money on them.
Correct.
You may not make a lot, but no. Now there's been a couple that you've made a lot.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yes, I don't lose money on very. The last car I lost money on was that damn electric Taycan. That was like,
and you're still mad about that.
I'm still mad at that.
But I'm saying, you may not make a lot, but you don't lose.
No.
But that one, we're not mentioning any. That one, man, you could lose 3 cars in a row, and it would still make up for that one that you made. And you know what, numb nuts? If you had it now, it'd even be worth more. Or is it kind of bottomed out a little bit?
When I sold the Carrera GT, I ended up buying a 918, and they're both Porsches. And it's like, again, pinch your stuff. I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff, but that's one of they're called them the Holy Trinity. They came out the first hypercars that were hybrids, and it was the LaFerrari, the McLaren P1, and the Porsche 918. And so I was, again, pinch myself. I don't know how I strategically figured out how to do it, but when I sold the one, I flipped into another. And
but on selling the one,
really, really, yep.
You did leave $400 on the table from the guy across the street.
I didn't know that, though. That's probably true.
I mean, you left a little meat on there. There was 250 or 300 on the bone that you.
I didn't know there was 2 guys locally that wanted it.
Yeah.
Someone called me literally out of the blue and said,
"Hey, I'll give you this much," and you're like, "Oh my God, I just sold it for $300,000 less than that."
I literally said, "It's not for sale, but what's that thing? Everything has a price." And he threw a number out, and I was like, "Well, let me think about that."
Yeah.
Seth, are you getting people bidding on your Ford Hemi?
Ford Hemi?
Oh yeah. It's
gonna
up
make
on,
money.
Absolutely, it's up
got
on
new tires, got new oil.
Oh yeah,
new brakes.
It's up on the auction block right now.
Right. Like you got a price, don't you, buddy?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
7,500.
And it's a lease. So I mean, the bottom line is, you're not even.
I still think I'll actually still owe some money on it on my end, but you know what?
Yeah.
I just want somebody to have the same joy that I had for 90,000 miles.
Right.
This is classic.
Just around the corner receiving Social Security.
Alicia. Now, what do you say now? Hold on here. What
Social Security.
Social Security is around the corner for the kid?
Yeah. He's 19 years old or something.
Now, they said this kid walked. Now, does anybody believe that this kid walked from Texas to the
White House?
To the White House.
Yeah.
Alicia is just around the corner receiving Social Security. This guy, Alicia is just around the corner receiving Social Security.
So he's saying his name there twice, Licio, and then when he sings Happy Birthday, he forgets his name 2 minutes later.
This guy walked 1,600 miles from from Texas to Washington, D.C. to support this bill.
Come on.
I believe that they do that. It's like Forrest Gump stuff. I mean, they follow those kids.
But you've seen these gimmicks your whole radio career where somebody's got a bike a certain way or a long way that just to get attention for the cause.
Okay, all right.
And he did it. He did it for his grandmother, a retired teacher who struggled to survive without the Social Security benefits she earned.
What?
He thought it wasn't right. But guess what? Tomorrow is his birthday. We have a tradition.
Joe is so bored and so not involved in the government that they're just trying to come up with things for Joe to do all day.
Can we just say birthdays just don't even matter anymore?
Yeah, they don't.
You got a birthday gift.
You got a birthday. They matter so much that you give people your wrong birthday. That's how much you don't care about it. I'm just saying. Birthdays don't matter so much that you don't even give people your right birthday. They send gifts a month early.
It's like Drew Garabo used to tell me, what's the big deal? Everybody has one.
Right. But I think I'm all for passing a bill that you can't celebrate your birthday after the age of 30.
I think there should be a time. You know, my brothers and I have never celebrated each other's birthdays. We just say we love each other and we don't give each other
But
gifts.
hold on, as kids you did.
We stopped when we were really young. Steven was, I don't know, he was so wise for a young guy. He said, you know, what happens if one of us is really successful and the other one's not, and we're going to put pressure on each other, so why don't we just not get each other gifts? We love each other.
No,
we
but
never have.
Arlene didn't not have birthday parties for you guys.
No, she still does. Absolutely. She still
but
does.
like when you guys were like, 0 through 15, 16, 17, while you're still living underneath her roof, I guarantee you guys had big extravagant. Hey, it's Joe.
No, there was nothing extravagant. We had birthday parties. We didn't have extravagant.
I guarantee you, she made a cake for you.
No, she didn't.
She had a few of the friends over.
She did Caravelle.
And you got a couple presents.
We had a Caravelle cake, and we usually had just the four of us at the dinner table, and we would sing Happy Birthday with a silly little sparkler. My mom would make us have this little curly straw. I mean, it was a very specific process.
And you get a little.
We had to wear a little hat on our head, and she literally, we did it every birthday.
And you get a little present?
Yeah, from our mother, of course.
Yeah.
But the brothers, we didn't get each other cards.
Well, no,
and
you
we
can't.
Didn't,
Kids
but
don't
that's
buy
just,
for kids.
Yeah, well, it's just we just never felt.
What about Daddy Joe? Would Daddy Joe do anything?
Yeah, I mean, he always, like, within a day or two.
Right.
In our household. Got to sing happy birthday.
You
Ready?
sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Oh, what the hell?
I sent you another clip from him talking. I think it was to the house. Macho Man sent me the link over, and he's talking about how his friends, like, I guess they change, and it was like during the slave times, or the guy had a slave, or rescuing people from trees, or
what?
Yeah,
he
was like defending a segregationist or something, right? Isn't that right, Mach?
Yeah, it's the Thurman guy, I think it is.
Strom Thurman,
yeah, Strom
who
Thurman.
was a card-carrying member of the KKK.
Yeah,
and a part of, I think, the Senate, was he not?
I believe he was.
Yeah,
you had to go.
Pretty sure they were co-senators. Yes,
23 minutes.
23 minutes. All right, let's see here. 20.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Right there.
He's been talking for a while.
Here we go. 23 minutes would be nap time for me with Joe. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
There's a lot of strange people. A lot of different people. No, I mean, well, I bet I could look at you and I could find some strange things too. No, but I'm really serious. Think about it. Think about it. And so when you sit down with people, I mean, the idea that I got Jesse Helms to vote to fund the United Nations, I'm serious. Went to Jesse Helms's Jesse Helms's funeral.
You went to his funeral and got him to vote a certain way? That's one. I mean, Joe maybe way underestimated you. You have the ability to go to dead senators' funerals and get them to cast a vote.
That's right.
Man, I got you way wrong, kid.
You know what Jesse Helms talked about?
He's not talking about nothing at his funeral.
Before he died, he said, I made a big mistake, Joe. I should have never said what I said. And by the way, I didn't get on with him at all. But know what he said?
What?
He said, I should have never said what I said about, all those folks just got out of trees not long ago like monkeys. He said, I was wrong about that. I want to take it all back.
Now, why on earth would you bring that up?
People change, Bubba.
No, but
it's
what
all
I'm
the
saying
people
is,
he
okay,
knows.
Jesse Helms.
I forgot that quote.
Jesse Helms was an idiot for making that quote. And that quote went on. It was a very racially motivated, very racially charged, talking about African Americans and being strung up on trees and monkeys. And it was just horrible no matter how you. I mean, forever it will taint Jesse Helms.
He ran on a platform of racial segregation when he ran for governor.
He was the worst. It was the worst. He was one of the most, racist politicians in the history of our country.
Is there a statue of him in the Deep South?
There should not be a statue of him anywhere.
They pulled that down in 2021.
And here's the deal. But Joe, Bud, let Jesse die in peace. Don't bring up his worst moment of his absolute life and career.
Now let's air it out, Joe. You got 2 weeks left. Let me hear the secrets, buddy.
Yeah, like what?
He's so close to telling us about aliens. I'm telling you.
What I'm saying is what is the upside?
You shot JFK.
What is the upside of shedding the worst light you can on a man that's now dead?
He's trying to show bipartisanship, and he could have just talked about McCain and Lieberman. He didn't have to go all the way back to segregation.
Don't be openly racist.
Jesus.
Don't be openly racist, or you might regret it on your deathbed.
Right.
I don't know.
But I forgive him.
I want to take it all back. People can change, but you got to know them. You got to talk to them. Doesn't mean you'll do it, but things can change. And folks, we can't go through another 4, 8, 12 years, what we did in the previous 4 years.
I know.
That's your 4 years.
Yeah, hold on.
Did he just say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. And hold on. That's the most brilliant thing you've said all day. We can't go through what we just went through. Something's got to change. I mean, there's nothing else to see here.
This is why they're not giving a press conference at the end.
Let me this woman from The View. Did you see this?
She's lost it. She's lost it. Sonny Halston.
Is she done?
No, they love her there. Her and Whoopi.
Did she? Okay, here we go.
The best part is that she found out during an interview that her family actually were slave owners.
Yes, exactly. Hilarious.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
she's like, I didn't expect to find that I was from Spain and that
yeah, they were some of the biggest slave owners.
Here we go. The girl from The View.
In this country. And I just remember after January 6th, you had someone like Mitch McConnell placing the blame on January 6th where it belonged, squarely on Donald Trump's shoulders. Mm-hmm. And then you started seeing people backtrack that and losing their moral center. You had Condoleezza Rice, I believe, on this very show saying, we need to move on from January 6th. Mm-hmm. I say no. You don't move on because January 6th was an atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery, we need to never forget because past becomes prologue if you forget any race.
She passes right over 9/11.
Right. Well, what's funny is she's always considered herself a person of color, and she's, of Puerto Rican descent. And so when there's a Hispanic issue, she really gets personal on it. When it's an African American issue, she really gets personal on it. And this is it. On the PBS program, Finding Your Roots, Hostin learned that she has a large amount of Spanish ancestry and that she's a descendant of a Spanish colonizer with a large amount with her fourth great-grandfather being a trader of slaves.
Yeah.
Just the hypocritical.
I mean, it's just
her and Whoopi.
I'm pretty sure you don't have that in your background.
I can't. No, I can't take Whoopi. I don't understand. Now, what about all these? I got to go to words. I'm way late. What about is Lummy that I'm seeing on X? And is it fake? Where Elon's trying to buy ABC and put Tucker in? I mean,
it's the same thing like MSNBC.
Is he trying to buy that?
Because he makes these little jokes. I mean, look, he could buy anything,
and get rid of Jimmy Kimmel and put Tucker Carlson in there.
Yeah,
is that all clickbait or is that for real?
I think it's Elon just being Elon and having billions of dollars and being bored in Florida with Trump.
Well, there was, I think, a little bit of trolling, and there's a little bit of truth to it because MSNBC was just like cut free by the umbrella.
And MSNBC could be bought for pennies on the dollar right now.
And he could buy that with his pocket change, and then he could have a counter programming.
And let's not forget where all of Tucker's initially the first time I ever met Tucker was on his MSNBC show. That's where his first show started. Back in Crossfire? Well, he had Crossfire with James Carville, and then from there he went to MSNBC. And
he's been everywhere.
He knows show.
He knows the ins and outs.
I don't know that Tucker wants to be beholden on a network. I think he wants to be. I think he wants to be free on X. He can get 4 million people to watch a cable news network show, or he can get 46 million to watch something on X. Or I think he now started the Tucker Carlson network, has he not? And they're producing their own documentaries and everything.
Yeah.
He ain't going back to MSNBC.
I mean, if you look at some people are putting Tucker Carlson as CEO of ABC. I mean, it's.
I'm for all that.
But it's honestly clickbait.
We'll get to the Britney Spears biopic next.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
And sanitized efficiently. I am a pro.
Hey, Bob, have you seen her apology?
Seen what?
Her apology, the one I was telling you about. The one that she just did on Gates. I mean on Pete Hegseth. Look how specific what she did.
You have a legal. I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought. We'll be right back.
So it was like a hostage video. She did not want to do that, and so that is after she basically accused him of committing crimes.
Right.
Yes. And even in the wake of that report and all the bullshit, that all the evidence and out there, they had to do that. Looks a little different, doesn't it? Sound a little different?
Yes, but yet similar.
Oh yeah, that's his RVs. It is eat Marco's dog.
Did you see where Blind Buffalo Bill?
I'm trying to find.
You okay over there, buddy?
Yeah.
Johnny Yawner?
Dude, just my zest just gets zapped when I'm feeling like this.
Me too. Sometimes after the show, I'm exhausted.
Well, I'm fucking I got to do 2 more shows after this.
No lover.
I don't even have any gas in the tank for this one. I'm gonna go fucking do a line of Motrin.
BC powder.
Yeah.
And just snort that.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Jay Diaco in the studio for the last couple minutes. Thank you, Jay, for all that you do, my friend.
No worries. Thank you.
Lummy, I guess this guy here is in charge of putting. I fast forwarded where they're all the pleasantries and this and that and this and that. How's the kids? How's the wife? And I guess this the guy that might be producing or the showrunner of the Britney biopic.
Yes.
And this is where they ask him about that.
Okay. Well, here, I'll give you something to talk about.
Yes.
The Britney biopic. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that's very
and how
early.
How involved is she?
She's going to be very involved. We're not. I haven't really started anything fully yet. We are. But she will be very involved in this. I have ideas and things of an approach and things, but it's very, very early.
So in your head, do you look for an unknown to play Britney, or do you look for maybe one of the pop girlies that are out right now to play?
How about Britney?
Sydney Sweeney, Sabrina Carpenter, something around in those lines.
I've seen all the fan casting, I've seen all that stuff, and I always take those into consideration because maybe there's a good idea out there, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the approach of the movie is before we know.
It sounds like this guy's got nothing.
I agree.
Exactly.
He's got an idea.
Something I just got assigned to him like yesterday.
Right. Somebody signed off on an idea to do a Britney biopic, and now it seems like everybody else knows more about it than he does.
He has no answers to any questions.
But
how involved? Very involved.
It's early year Britney.
Where is it going to be? What
Who
Britney
knows?
is it going to be?
You don't try to get me here.
Don't try to get me here because I don't know.
I haven't started writing yet.
Me too. They're gonna just like keep. They're gonna.
John, Universal. You and Universal are like peas and carrots.
They're all good with him now. Trust me. Trust me. I've heard.
You and Universal for good. Absolutely.
I've heard.
Oh man, Hollywood can just absolutely.
Hollywood can just be a bunch of circle jerking, ass kissing, bunch of nothings. Is exactly what it is. Clem and Kush. Well, can we call it 1040?
We're no better than those ass clowns.
We're worse.
Yeah, 1040's fine.
1040, and then Operation Pigmentation.
Yeah, that's going to be hopefully at noon today.
Okay, perfect. You can go to our wherever you get your podcasting, iHeart, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, Bubba Army HQ, our YouTube channel. All of our podcasting is up on all of those different venues. iHeart, did I mention iHeart?
Yes.
All right.
And
perfect.
if you watch the podcast on YouTube or you listen to it, we still get credit for it.
Yeah, there you go.
It goes to the bottom line.
Appreciate you. See you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Rhett, the filthy ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.